Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes. Stop talking during the intro.
Yeah, we had to do like 6 takes because D Mills just couldn't stop yapping.
It's an exciting
You know what he
morning.
was yapping about? He was trying to figure out LeBron James trades. Isn't that crazy? The man is trying
After
to get
yesterday,
LeBron.
Nurkic for Draymond trade, I don't want to hear any more
On
trades
national
from
TV,
him.
by the way.
Yeah.
On national TV.
I thought it was cooking up something with that
Okay.
one.
Well, before we get into the episode, I want to remind you to leave a like, subscribe. I also want to remind you that every Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern, we do have a linear show, ESPN2. Tune in. I know this episode is dropping after it, but just for next week, tune in. It is a completely different show. Like, I did see that misconception because we technically dropped 2 episodes on Tuesday. There's one for TV. There's one here. Watch both.
Yeah.
Different content, baby.
Different vibes.
Different vibes. No, same vibes. It's still us.
Same vibes, but definitely like we
I get what Darrick said because when we record, it's like there. This is like a day simmer. Well, not a day. It ain't a day. It ain't been 24 hours, but you get what I'm saying? It's a little bit more information to come out. Some things start to settle. You can rewatch some things if that's what you're into. I don't know how many people be watching basketball, but you know, when it's there and live in that moment, it's just a different feel.
It's
like
a different reaction.
especially for you. I don't know how it feels to get eliminated.
You'll find out soon.
You've been on our bleep all season.
Yeah, but
Oh, so you're a hater.
You become a hater once your team out.
so you're a
for sure.
hater.
no, I'm not a
No,
hater.
so
I'm just rooting for. I got another team I'm rooting for, so I don't care about the Knicks.
Who is that?
The Timberwolves.
Oh, okay. But
Okay.
that's like the whole other side of the those two teams
I just
do not
need
have a
one
chance
team.
to see
I
each
just
other.
needed one team. I
Okay,
just need
KD.
one team.
Okay.
Okay, Katie.
Also wanted to let you guys know that if you go to enjoyball.com, we have our spring collaboration dropping. We've worn it a few times throughout the show. Pierre wore one episode. I wore the hat.
Catch.
Everything.
You ain't ready. That's why you a Laker.
Enjoyball.com. Go ahead and cop. It's our best drop yet. All right.
Never ready.
That's all the runs. That's all the runs.
How we feeling?
I'm feeling amazing.
Exhausted.
Man.
Tired.
I'm
I'm
a
so
little
tired.
too.
I'm so tired.
What time did we leave last night?
Midnight-ish.
Like midnight.
Definitely midnight. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a sick daughter at home, so
we all leave like in sync. Like we be driving down the road. It's just like 1, 2, 3, and we just all just following each
Yeah,
other.
except him.
what is that called? Oh man, a convoy. We
Oh.
have our own little convoy
You gotta
to the crib.
You gotta take the long way home
No.
just to join our.
No,
Add an extra 7 minutes to your drive.
I'm moving soon, so maybe.
Oh, true.
Maybe I'm in a different direction.
Because we all live on the same street, basically.
Yeah,
we do.
So you just need to be added to the thing. Just become our neighbor.
I be hearing a lot of stuff going on. P be talking about there's wild cats running around his neighborhood.
That's,
D-Mill
that's
be saying,
everywhere though.
In
Depending on
your
who you
place,
live
they
by.
steal packages. The Wildcat, I'm taking that over a package.
For sure.
steal.
Yeah.
I've been happy here recently.
You got
They've been
piss in
dropping
the
all my
hallway.
packages off at the office.
I'd rather have Picasso over the piss in the hallway.
Then they steal your Tatums?
Yeah,
You still, and,
but
there's, and there's
text-
no way for you to even
But
get
maybe
them.
I did put in 2 because I remember we were just trying shit. I put in 2 because I put in one for my cousin, and I text.
Just SoFi/Nike, he tried to steal from you.
And I text my mom, and she's like, he didn't get the shoes either, so maybe they just didn't send it to me because they seen I had 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
put
trying to
in.
play the system.
I put in 2 and I got my shit.
Oh, so
I got
maybe they
mine,
did
too.
take it.
I ain't put in 2 though. I wasn't greedy.
Shout out to the team.
Oh, I
over
put
there.
in 2 because I got a little brother that hoop. They ain't say 1 per person.
They say only one per person if your name is Mike. And then
Closed mouth don't get fed.
That is true.
I saw Jason Tatum. He said, "What up?" I said, "I can get 2." He said, "Man, do you?" He said, "Just tell Big Homie to chill at that taco bar."
let's drop the mic.
I was thinking this morning. I was trying to find a drop the mic revolving around. Look, listen.
Why is it just this morning though? We have 4 days between last episode.
Because I wanted to think about. I don't know, but this is what the discussion is though. I wanted to have this discussion because I was thinking this morning. I'd be so done with this, and I know we always talk about it.
The review.
But
Okay.
yes, especially like I think that's got to be my biggest pet peeve, especially is the first half challenge. I don't care no more. If you don't foul, don't be in that situation to put me where I got to use the challenge of the first half because it's just not as important as what can go down in the second half. And I just seen it so much like players do this every time. Like they just want every call to be right. Like it's just no way.
I told y'all we was doing those streams
Yeah.
one time. If I was a coach the first day of training camp, we would get that understood. Like, listen, If you do that and I do it and it don't work, you're getting fined.
Yeah, fine,
You're
for
getting
real.
fined.
Because it's got to be sometimes, like, I'm so sick of seeing, like, some ticky-tack stuff that you just move on and go. Review.
This has almost become a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Even if somebody do something completely wrong, it's kind of like arguing with the ref. I see so many. We was watching yesterday and we was thinking, I forgot who did the play, but we was like, man, you fouled them. But
the
it's
same
like,
people that do
what
this
play
is the
was that?
same people that be like this when they
Was
say
that-
they didn't
It was
foul.
MPJ on somebody drove to the
Bron?
lane and he fouled them, and he immediately was just like,
Was that?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about LeBron on the sideline?
no, it wasn't. It might have been Bron, but either way, he just immediately went to this. Anthony Davis had that one play against Jokic, which they did overturn eventually,
Yeah.
but he immediately did like this.
Jason Tatum had a play yesterday where he was complaining to the ref because
And
he blew
it-
through a screen on Bam and he literally just like ran him over.
I don't even
And then
think it
he
was that
like-
one.
And he was so confused, and the commentator was like, "There's no way Tatum doesn't think he."
I
just
think that
fouled
was on
him."
the over the back, wasn't it? Or he tried to get a rebound.
No, this one was where he tried to blow through a screen.
I know he had a
Van
couple of
Gundy
them.
was on ass yesterday with the Boston Celtics. I'll be honest with you. I'm watching that broadcast. I'm like, damn, Van Gundy is definitely going for the Heat.
He was.
tonight.
He was. And I felt him a little bit too, though. I felt him a little bit. He was talking about how like the Celtics defense wasn't.
They were
or
giving
what-
up
it
too
was-
many open shots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I seen Drew Holiday and Derek White. They always gonna lock down on defense, but Tatum, Porzingis, and Jaylen Brown, they not locking up like we kind of seen before.
Yeah, early on, Tyler Hero was definitely getting what he wanted. But yeah, I just think I'm with you though. I think that, and I think arguing with the ref has become like the defense mechanisms to doing dumb stuff on a basketball court. As soon as somebody do something wrong, they go to the ref.
And, you know, that's the chance where you could probably give up the most points playing 4-on-5 because I got to talk to the ref about a call that happened
We
maybe
seen
2
Brian
plays
do
ago.
it. What was that? 2 games ago? Yeah, Brian was arguing something, throwing a little fit when he stopped.
And they can't tell me, man, we want to do it in the first half. Every possession matters. Y'all not acting like every possession matters.
But I do want to say, I
Yesterday-
don't like the challenge. When you win the challenge, you still lose a timeout.
Well, that's because we used one in the first half. We used 2.
I don't like that. If I win my challenge, no
Yeah.
matter what, I shouldn't lose a timeout. That makes no sense to me.
I think if you win the first one, you don't lose your timeout. If you challenge again later, you then lose your timeout, even if you win.
Okay.
Did the Lakers score on that possession afterwards? So they challenge it. It's no foul. It's Lakers ball. I don't think they scored the
I
next
don't think
possession.
so either.
But
I
I mean,
don't
they
remember.
preserved 2 points potentially because Jokic would have went to the free throw line.
But if they don't, they keep the timeout, but he hit the free throw. So it's like a
Yeah, you don't really know what
How much
happened
time was
after
still left?
that.
Probably
Yeah.
like maybe a minute and a half or something like
I
that.
can't
maybe
remember
2
off the
minutes.
top of my brain.
I mean, you have that timeout when because Jamal Murray hit that shot with like 3 seconds on the
left.
clock. If you have that timeout, I mean, the season's over anyway. It doesn't matter at this point. But like, you have a time to advance the ball, draw up something.
But
I don't know
you're
if
maybe
Darby
down
has
4
that, but yeah,
because he hit the free
throws. I mean, if the Lakers hit their free throws,
Oh man,
they got
Oh,
20
man.
more than the opponent.
Man.
Yeah.
If they hit their free throws, then it's a whole different story.
That's they consistently beat themselves.
You know what's the craziest thing about this game is we did everything, we watched it, and then we got home. By the time we got home, there's article here, article there.
Yeah.
There's this. It's like just a button that was waiting to be
Same
pressed.
thing with the Suns.
Yes.
The Suns season ended.
Yep.
Shams had an article in 2 minutes ready just to hit
Ready.
publish about how KD wasn't happy with his role and how Frank Vogel went into the locker room after they were down
Clippers.
30-4 against the Clippers and they
Yeah.
were laughing because it was out of character for him to raise his voice. It's like, man, they just waiting. And I'm kind of
actually
living
funny.
that too because the times these things got eliminated, I had a video ready just to hit publish. It's like
But
you
that's
just
different. You
waiting
had a
for it.
video, but for a whole because the reason
You had
is
to have insiders to tell you that these
that's
things.
what make it weird. So if there's somebody on KD's team, or there's a team, a player said I had to hold back my laugh when Frank Vogel was chewing us out. There's a player telling Shams this prior to all of this happening. That to me,
Yeah.
that's weird. That's crazy. That's not a winning organization. That's not a winning team. That's just kind of strange to me. That's strange to me, man.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
And it just sounds like Frank Vogel has lost the locker room at that point. At
Well, it
that
doesn't
point-
sound like Frank Vogel never really had the locker room.
I agree.
He came in and asked for a point guard. They told him no
They laughed at him, not literally,
because
but like
he was coaching.
he's Frank Vogel's I would say a good coach.
Yes.
Can we agree on that? He's got
Yeah.
a championship just 4 years ago. Before that,
Prior to the championship,
helped
I thought he was a good coach,
He was
yeah.
doing a lot of things, making playoff appearances every single year. He goes to the front office and say, "I want a point guard." Something that everybody in sports media have been saying about the Suns. This is the coach saying it, and it was like, K debates Diop. Here you go. Eric Gordon. Here you go. Like it
Bro,
is
in
mind
the
blowing.
game, they literally couldn't take D-Book basically off the floor because they didn't have no backup point guard.
And I think part of this is like new owner syndrome. It's like, I got to come in, I got to do it my way.
That was one of the reports too. He has no idea what he's doing and he's too involved.
And that's the problem when you have a new owner in a lot of cases. I mean, like, some of the best owners in basketball, you might visually see them, but they're not calling the shots.
Yeah.
Like, Steve Ballmer is very involved, but like, he's
Mark
more
Cuban's
of, I'm going
very
to sit on the
involved.
sideline. But the best owners, do you know who the owner of the Denver Nuggets is?
No.
Because he knows to hire the people to know what the hell they doing. The owners that you know typically are like the ones you're like, well,
You're doing too much.
You're doing a little bit too much.
But yeah, I just don't. I don't really like that. An NBA culture. It's just like,
I think there's a such thing as being too hands off too, though. But
what are we doing? Like, why is the locker room? Yeah, because that don't have anything to do with Frank Vogel at that point. You just being. That's just that's just weird and messy. We like at the end of the season. All gloves are off. You know what I mean? It's a time to reflect. I can understand that, but we're in the middle of and when you think about the Suns' season, they haven't had like a real chill season. It's been up and down, up and down, up and down. So that y'all might have been in a down part or up part, and here you are. Hey man, low key, KD don't like when he's standing in that corner. You know, I know we won 10 out of our last 12, but you know, Frank Vogel tried to chew us out. He tried to actually coach.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Most of us been playing basketball all our life, and we surprised that somebody trying to coach because we got our ass bust. That's the NBA that we're coming to. Diva out. Straight diva. He was chewing them out, and it might have been out of character, but he felt the need to because y'all got y'all ass bust.
Y'all needed something.
Y'all needed something. And here it is. You got to hold back your laugh. Were you holding back your laugh when you was getting your ass bust?
Nope.
I hope you ain't holding back your laugh when you in free agency and don't nobody call.
They got a bunch of funny guys over there.
Yeah.
Mr. Bradley Beal.
Because a lot of y'all on that roster should not be on the NBA team next year. Hey, I'm not censoring myself no more for these weird ass basketball players. A lot of them on the Phoenix Suns should not have a job next year.
Call them there.
Should not have a job.
Who we talk about?
Huh?
Who we talk about?
Majority of the roster. I see Devin. I see Brad. I see Kevin Durant. They'll have jobs. The rest of y'all is question marks. Who should Yusuf Nurkic play for next year? And I'm not saying he was the one saying this.
Know.
Who
Well,
should Cater Bates Diop play? He's gonna have a job yet.
We was talking about
Bol
Eric
Bol.
Gordon the other night.
Who should Bol be playing for?
Is this Bol Bol's last team?
No, it's not. 'Cause he played 12 minutes.
And a couple of players that should have a job and that should stay with the Suns. Royce O'Neal should be on the Suns. Grayson Allen should be on the Suns. Drew Eubanks should get another chance, I guess. But after that, I don't know. Josh Okogie, I guess maybe.
Yeah.
And do need a
Nasir
hustle
Little
player.
signed an extension, so he'll have a
Nasir
job.
Little. Nasir
Shout out to
Little.
the Blazers. They gave him a nice long extension too.
Nasir Little. He's still young, so I guess by default.
3 years,
But yeah,
20,
whoever was
27
doing this talking should not have a job, man. Should not have a job.
Who knows? It could have been one of the top dudes. You never know.
That would be crazy.
It could be a front office guy. I mean, another coach on the staff. Like, hey, I see that they were holding back. You never will know because.
Well, no, Shams shit said a player told him that they had to hold back their laugh.
You know what? We'll never know who it is because that when you have sources
It's
like
gonna
that,
come out.
No, it won't. I promise.
Yeah,
you.
I don't think it's
No,
gonna
Because
come
if it comes out, if I'm Royce O'Neal and I told Shams
You know
that,
Shams.
and Shams is the only person I told, then I'm never talking to Shams. Actually, I'm telling all of the
True,
boys
true.
we are never talking to Shams again. So it will never come out.
Well, luckily, if it was, you said Royce O'Neal, but yeah,
And I
man.
think naturally you would probably get blackballed, like from the league. Like they would probably just like your
You would
contract would
think
be
so.
over, and people probably wouldn't call you again.
These dudes so chatty patty. As long as you ain't breaking no trust with the top dudes, who cares? All of these NBA players and their teams and their agents, all they do is talk. We know way too much than we should. Like, we know so much because everybody's just chatty, talker.
I will never tell them not to, though, because that's content.
Talker. For real.
It's content for us, please.
And then
Please
you got
keep
guys
talking.
going out, then they got to lie. And it's like, even with the Devin Booker stuff, I don't know. Could be true. The way the Phoenix Suns talk, it could be very true.
I guess it could.
Have no idea.
Yeah,
Devin
tune
Booker,
in
come on over.
to
Come
the
on
linear-
over.
to the linear show to hear us talk about Devin Booker.
But
going
yeah,
to the
Phoenix Suns,
Nets.
that was nasty work to
Yeah.
see that. They trying to use Frank Vogel as a scapegoat. Won't work. I won't buy it. I don't have no belief in them. Whoever head coach
Nothing
they
Frank
bring
Vogel
in.
could have done could have stopped Bradley Beal from having that stinker.
They can bring Phil Jackson in there, and I'm not gonna look at this team.
They'll be worse. They would be worse.
I'm not looking at them no different.
Put them in the triangle office.
Well, now the one thing I ain't questioning is Phil when he's coaching. Phil in that office, I don't know, but Phil coaching, that resume say something. That triangle gonna work, damn it.
That motherfucker resume 20 years old. They're gonna be tipping 6 threes a game on the field.
20 years old, but shit, in them 20 years, ain't nobody matched it or came close. Steve Kerr went on a run and still ain't nowhere near that boy. Better put some respect on Phil him.
I do.
I'm thinking about the resumes.
Well, he had Kobe, Jordan, Pippen, and Shaq. I'm literally just talking.
Hey, but Steve Kerr had Curry, KD, like you know.
Oh damn, no,
Boogie.
he did.
No, let me chill.
And he still come.
Said Boogie.
I had to throw Boogie in there. Yeah, this was we haven't talked about it on this show, but the Suns being swept is just crazy. Shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who we got to get flowers to. They got to go against the Denver Nuggets. I can't wait to break down that series in a week or so when we get to there. But Minnesota Timberwolves played a phenomenal series. Coach Finchie is now injured and have to go through surgery to repair himself. Like, that is the most freak accident.
That's such a blow to a team that just had such a great run.
How many times have we seen a coach get injured on the sideline of an NBA game?
Especially by his own player.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
I literally was showing Elena, like, right next to me. I was like, the coach then got hurt. And she like, how the hell does a coach get hurt? And I showed her the play, and she's like, bro, that's just insane.
She like fell. He hit his knee on a fan. It just didn't look good.
Oh, man. And they don't know if he'll be ready to coach the beginning of the next series.
Yeah, which
I'm
is
sure
tough.
that matters. I'm sure Finchie's still going to be involved. It ain't like he's just going to be in a hospital bed doing nothing. But
Pablo Prigioni got to step up on that staff.
No, the other guy.
The one that was drawing up the play.
With the
What
gray
is
hair.
his name?
I don't know his name,
Bro,
though.
he is one of the funniest people, bro. Like,
Why?
when they give him the halftime.
The one with the gray hair, right?
Yeah, the halftime questions. He always has some type of analogy, and he's playing a bit, but it is hilarious. I recommend. I don't remember his name, unfortunately, but you need to see his interviews because he will tell you an analogy that's just like, what the hell are you talking about?
Like Samista?
Yes,
Like
but
a
worse,
deep, like
10
a
times
fake
worse.
deep analogy?
Yes. Like asking about the offensive rebound, he has an analogy of how they're getting outworked. We're getting outworked like a boom, 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 boom. Like, oh,
My favorite type of people right there.
Who knows? He might get a real job. He might be the Suns coach next year, depending
His
on the
kids
series.
must love him because he crack a bunch of dad jokes.
Yeah, dad jokes go a long way. Do y'all have anything to say about Minnesota?
Yeah, I'm proud of them. They outplayed them in every way. If there's a checklist that we could have to say the series, they won every single checklist. They were a better team. They made better plays. Their better players played better than their better players. They executed. They coached well. It was a full team effort, and they should take that momentum into the next series and have all of the confidence in the world. I just think that the way that they beat this team, this Phoenix Suns team, was incredible. All of us picked the Suns, and the Suns didn't get one win. We're not the only people that picked the Suns, but like they dominated the Phoenix Suns. They had the Phoenix Suns looking crazy. I just got on here and said a lot of that bench shouldn't have a job in the NBA. That's how bad they beat them.
That's how bad that bench was, though.
And I don't ever want nobody to not have a job. I'm talking about an NBA job. Go overseas, do your thing. But that's how bad this looked. Was like you look at the Suns bench and you look at the Timberwolves bench and you like, bro, they outscored them. And I think in the first game, 41-4 from the bench. So. Yeah, man, they are like, they have a superstar. They have the best defensive anchor in basketball. They have a floor general who can play next to the star and play with the star. They have a top 5 defensive wing. They have a bench. They have the 6th man of the year. They have a guy like Nickeil Alexander who looked like he's going to try to throw his hat into the 6th man of the year case next year. They have everything: size, shooting, offense, defense.
I was honestly so impressed. For Ant to be 22 years old, I thought, especially as a scorer, he game managed that game 4 very well.
Yes, he did.
In terms of, like, he didn't start off hot shooting the ball, but he was still getting his teammates involved, and I felt like he was still making the right plays. Eventually, he started hitting a couple threes, and then after that, he ended up with 40. And a lot of that was in the second half, where it was just like somebody needed to take over for this team.
Yes.
And it was him, whether it was a dunk on KD or it was defensively or hitting a jumper, like he was there for everything.
That was so perfect because we know Anthony Edwards can get a bucket. That has never been a question. We know he can get hot. But when you say game managing, that was the part of Anthony Edwards' game that we saw bits and pieces of. But one of the reasons why the Minnesota Timberwolves had a bad regular season clutch offense is because we saw him and Karl-Anthony Towns fall apart in these moments, whether it be crazy turnovers, offensive fouls, and so on and so forth. In this 4-game series, he managed to in game 4, when they start to send a second person, he knew exactly where to put the ball for the person to get an open look. It was beautiful, and basically for me, took the reins of like, damn, this month, like when we do our rankings in the offseason, brother's top 10-ish. Like, he has really blossomed to that point. We'll see what happens in this next series where they have better defensive players and he's going to see a lot of different bodies and stuff. But that was as perfect of a series you can have for a 22-year-old guy.
Yeah. I think in this series, I think we saw Minnesota come out and, like, solidify that they're going to dominate with their size. This is because it's one thing to have size, but you got to know how to use it. But they literally are like they have a skilled front court. Like, I know we talk about Rudy Gobert, but, like, realistically, Rudy Gobert is very skilled on the defensive side of the ball. Like, defense is a skill. I think a lot of people don't, like, classify it as a skill, but, like, the way he defends is, like, a top-tier skill. Getting Karl-Anthony Towns, the ability to shoot the 3-ball, ability to put the ball on the floor, ability to post up, very skilled.
His
and he
defense is
compliments.
Anthony Edwards said he the best offensive player.
Yeah, they not big.
Yeah.
They not big sloppy. They big skilled, and I think that's the best thing for them.
They not big sloppy. They big skill. Put that on a graphic, please.
I underrated Ant-Man leadership.
Yeah.
Just to see all of the extra stuff, the mic'd up, the post-game interviews at the playoffs, you get to really see the leadership come into play.
Oh yeah,
for
especially
somebody
told
that's young.
Cat, like, I told you, stop fouling. Like that right there is leadership. Because then Cat came out in that third and they hooped and they was able to grow the lead.
Yeah. Yeah. What he say in that commercial? The bank open?
They gonna open for me though.
They gonna
He said the bank open on Sundays. I tell them I'm coming, they gonna open up.
I saw a whole article by the Washington Post, I want to say, talking about that one Chat and Shea commercial. How it is the most annoying commercial on TV.
What a pro want.
What a pro need.
And
Yeah.
then they start singing it in sync.
I can't believe that there's like a 5 commercial
I
rotation
retweeted
every
this
day.
tweet
Yeah.
where it was just like,
The
man,
Wingstop
no
ones.
flex zone, and it's like the person tearing their hair out.
Oh, I think that was
That was
ass.
Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. But shout out to the Wolves. The Suns, what do y'all think is next? I know we agree that they're probably firing Frank Vogel for better or for worse. It seems like that's the writing on the wall at this moment in time. Should we be thinking about Kevin moving on to his next team?
It depends on if Kevin look at this roster and think there's moves that could be made. Or does he feel like as long as we got the big 3, Bradley Beal probably won't have as worse as a season as he did last season. Maybe he has trust in him to bounce back, but that's the only thing that he could probably look at and say, Bradley Beal won't play this bag next year.
I say it take half a season, and Kevin Durant's like, nah, trade me. Like, Kevin Durant is one of them people that once he's kind of disconnected, I feel like he's kind of gone, you know?
And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. At this point in his career, he's done it so many times. Just like, okay.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, if he ends up getting traded again, nobody's thinking about his legacy because everybody have already had that conversation 3 times.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking him to. You know, I just think when Kevin Durant is engaged, his play and everything is on a different level, and that's what he wants. That's what we all want. And in some of this series, I don't want to say he wasn't like there, but it just feels like there was a disconnect, and it could have just been the offense. That could have just really been his issue. But I mean, from your standpoint, if he's just looking at Bradley Beal, then he should leave. Bradley Beal could have played better in this series, and I still think they lose. There's not the Bradley Beal's performance is just crazy and magnified because he makes $50 million. But based off the season, what is Bradley Beal doing that's really putting his team together?
He wasn't going to be out there locking down on defense.
If they win a game in the series, does that change anything? If they lost in 5 and not 4? But like this team, number one, should not have been. You're not putting this team together with 3 guys that make $150 million together to just barely keep up with the Timberwolves, to barely get out of the first round.
And
this
to be a
team is to
6
try to really do something real. And I think you have to look way deeper than Bradley Beal. I think Bradley Beal is just an easy target because he makes $50 million and the play was just so damn bad. But in the grand scheme of things, I think it's a lot deeper than Bradley Beal. I think it's super, super deeper than Bradley Beal because, like KB has said, for most of the season, yeah, it's tough to have a team like this and they don't play off of each other together into one flow. And then you're going to have Kevin Durant in the corner. And if it's not him, then it's going to be Booker. So Kevin Durant could be frustrated that he was in the corner, but it's like only one basketball can be had. And unless you're going to be a screener and rolling and popping, which I don't really like Kevin Durant at this point in his career at the 4. I think that's 2010s basketball. I think this 2020s is a little bit more like the early 2000s where the front courts are real front courts. There's a 7-footer and a 6'9", 6'10" power forward. We're getting back into an era where we really have power forwards. Power forwards became like obsolete in the last decade. I don't like him at the 4. And if he's not going to be screening and rolling, I don't know how they play off of each other.
That's the problem with having overlapping skill sets. Like a good 2-man game in the NBA is going to be 2 people that play different positions and play differently. The Suns have 3 players that play very similar styles of basketball. So that's how you get to the point where it's like, okay, it's Kevin's turn to run this thing and it's Devin's turn. I disagree with the fact that, like, I think they should be running more stuff together where Kevin Durant is the roll man or the popper because it gives them an opportunity to hunt their mismatches a little bit more. But they did run that small ball lineup, and every time they ran small ball with having Kevin at the 5, they got dominated in the regular season, and then they got to game number 4, and Frank Vogel was like, fuck it, we got to try something. So they went small ball in game number 4 as well, and it didn't work out. So I don't know what happens next with them. But there were plenty of times in this series where I just wanted to see Kevin take the game over.
Yeah.
He had a couple 30 pieces. Yeah. He had a good series, I guess. But like when I think about the best players in the world, I saw Joel Embiid took over a fourth quarter in game 4 or whatever the hell it was now.
Game 3.
Fourth quarter in game 4, he was awful. He didn't score a single point.
You saw him take over the third quarter in game 3.
That's all
3.
Yeah. But we see the top guys be able to give you a stretch. Like even Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did it in game number 3 where he scored 14 straight points. We didn't see that from Kevin this series. We didn't see Kevin saying, oh, our back is against the wall. I'm one of the greatest scorers of all time.
I expected him to kind of go out guns blazing, and that's why I feel like it had to be kind of a disconnect, because at that point it's just like, man, I don't care no more. Because I don't know how many shots he took in that fourth quarter. Maybe he took like 2, 3. But I'm expecting at least 10 shots in the fourth quarter. And Booker was doing his thing. Them damn near the only players I really want to shoot the damn ball.
And they had so many third quarters where you could tell they came at a halftime, and the Minnesota Timberwolves just came out guns blazing, and then they had no answer for him pretty much. And that's like a quarter where you would think KD and Book, they would just take over. Like they had that impact, that duo, something like Kyrie and Bron, where they both going out there getting 40, and like you could tell that their dominance is being felt. I didn't really feel that at all in the series.
Kevin took 3 shots in the fourth quarter of game
3
4.
shots.
2 points.
This is your season on the line, and Kevin Durant taking 3 shots.
It goes back to like you said, the overlapping skill sets. That's one of the things that, like, in the theory and just like your brain, you would like a pick and roll, but they're trying to get to the same spot. But Kevin Durant is not finna really be rolling into the basket. He's going to try to get a mid-range shot, or he's going to pop, and Booker's going to come off of it looking to get in the mid-range too, or Bradley Beal's going to get in the mid-range, and they're going to be willing to take the 3. But we know where they're trying to get to.
Well, especially when you're just kind of go for the mismatch. I don't always like that either.
Take too much time to hunt it.
It take a lot of time, and then also they probably just going to end up in another ISO with probably not much movement going on.
Yeah, it
so
gets super
on top of that, it's just still going to be, at the end of the day, it's 10 seconds left. Yo, world, get this shot up.
That's a team building thing, though.
Yeah.
Like that, you have to go stagnant, because we gonna run some movement with Grayson Allen and Yusuf Nurkic on the court. We gonna run some. Nobody's respecting Eric Gordon in 2024 anymore.
Yeah,
they're not respecting OG Anunoby.
But that's
anymore.
why I told Darrick, I think the issue is a lot more deeper than looking at Bradley Beal saying, man, he's gonna play better.
I seen somebody talking online too, and they were like, man, the Sun need this type of player or whatever, and they were like, who are you gonna take off the floor? Like either the shooter, or you're gonna take the rim protector off the floor, because there's already 3 spots that's already started.
I was about to say,
not the rim protector, but the big on the floor.
Okay.
So there's only 2 more spots to have for those role players, because you only got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. They're already locked up in terms of, like, you can't have that supporting. Like, I like 2 people on the floor, or at least 3 people on the floor that can support your stars and help them out, because having 3 people that's like, they're not going to hustle as much as the other team.
They wouldn't be in that bad of a position if they didn't have Bradley Beal. I'm not trying to pile up on Bradley Beal, but just because the 3 of them next year,
it limited them.
The 3 of them next year are going to make $150 million together.
Second apron team already.
So,
Brad had 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter, by the way, in 8 minutes.
Yeah, he had one where he threw the ball to Kevin Durant. He wasn't even expecting it. But I like Royce O'Neal. I think he would compliment.
He fit in perfect.
He would compliment Booker and Devin. So would Grayson Allen. At that point, you just have to go and try to find you a decent big who can roll and just rim run, and then a steady point guard. That wouldn't be a too far of a reach to say that's what we're looking for in this offseason. But now when you have $50 million allocated to Bradley Beal, and that's a 150 between the three of y'all, I don't know how you go get this big. I don't know where you find this point guard at. I don't know where you go get those things.
You better start talking to the Miami Heat.
About who?
For who?
Because they just be picking up randoms that's going to get the job
They
done.
need to get that scouting department.
Yes, I want to talk about
Get
trading
that
for
undrafted
no
I'm about to say.
Pick somebody out the street that's
I
going to
thought
give
you
me
was
10
about
to 10 on the
making
year.
another trade.
No,
Making another
no
trade,
more
not
trade.
another one.
And she barely got room for a trade.
Yeah,
No.
you really don't. You really don't. So,
They're going to have a draft pick, but
Are
what is
they?
their draft history?
do they have one this year?
I think this is the last one they're going to have for a while. But what's their draft history? Who's the last person that
James Jones told us he doesn't give a fuck about draft picks. He told us that. Like not verbatim, but out of his mouth, he said we don't care about draft picks. So they don't have a really good scouting department. They don't really do that because the times they did is different regime. It was like Dragon Bender, Marquise Chris,
That's such bad managing.
Devin Booker was
the
hit.
best hit that you could have.
DeAndre Ayton was
homegrown talent.
You don't do this for DeAndre Ayton when
I
Luka
lied.
Doncic was drafted.
I lied. They got a,
True, you're
they got
right,
a
you're right,
second
I
round
forgot.
pick
Oh.
from San Antonio, 31 through 49, protected. I don't know.
Oh, if it's 31 through 49 protected, they're not getting it because San Antonio
Their first round pick, unless it's something I'm not able to see.
It's so the way they did a lot of the trades is like, oh, it's protected between this for this team, it's protected between this for that team. All I keep saying and keep reading is that they don't own any of their own picks from 2025 to 2030, which
How do you
half
operate?
a decade,
Yeah.
half a decade they don't have a pick.
How do you want to operate with a basically maxed out salary cap and then no draft cap?
The writing is on the wall, Michael. They're gonna have to hit the hard reset soon. I don't know if it's this offseason. They might give it one more
Kevin
go.
Durant, you're a Laker.
Well, they
Do
might
you
get
want another 38-year-old player? on
That's
your
the
team?
only. Hey, we was talking about in the show. That's the only person that's like, I'll buy in again if we just get another star. Is Kevin Durant.
I'm actually in favor of seeing Steph.
They do have the
LeBron, KD.
22nd overall pick according to our team.
What
in
if
Omaha.
Steph, LeBron, and KD teamed up?
The Suns?
Yeah, Steph,
That's
LeBron,
what people been
and
talking
KD.
about this whole time.
Who are they putting us on the roster?
Yeah.
Who else is on that team?
That would just be fun just to see them just come together.
But how dare it?
Like
If that team was together, if that team was together, you can't tell me all the vets not going there on minimums trying to get that ready.
Yeah, Thaddeus Young. Here's a contract.
What you so you talking down on Thaddeus
No,
Johnson?
He
now?
didn't play in the series. He literally got 0
Jeff Green
minutes.
to make that.
I
trip.
just ain't heard no.
Jeff Green's
no,
under contract.
I ain't
but
heard
I'm
no
saying
Thaddeus
that-
Johnson slander from you in a
Jeff
minute.
Green to make what trip? I'm sorry, I was looking up this
He's
pick.
trying to get Steph Curry, KD, and LeBron on the same team in this
Same.
fictional world.
I am too.
How? Which first of
I
all,
don't know,
which
KB.
team it is? Though?
I don't know.
Which team is it?
I'm just
That's
saying
the
it would
fun
be fun to
conversation.
see.
Warriors.
Yeah,
No,
it'll
that's
probably
not
be
as
Golden
fun.
State.
That's not as
Because
fun.
listen-
they have the young players and the contracts and stuff.
Because listen,
That's not as fun.
Andrew Wiggins,
You're a Laker.
you're a Laker. Draymond Green, you're a Sun.
Have you and Yusuf Nurkic like this, buddy?
Now, matter of fact, we gonna eat up Nurkic contract.
Okay, word.
So Draymond ain't pissed off.
Okay.
Y'all go- I like that.
No, I'll keep on the same team. First day of training camp. Get TMZ in there ready. Something is happening.
Nurkic probably won't show up.
No, I said this before, but my producer Greg has been drawing up Kevin Durant to the Warriors trades. He's trying to make it happen. Contractually, it's not that difficult to get there. It's just a matter of do you want to give up the young players, which,
Who cares?
there's one timeline. The timeline is Steph Curry, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think if you getting KD, Kuminga, you gotta go, buddy.
So there's
Sorry.
there's
It goes
Lakers.
Steph and AirPods,
Bro,
right?
that geriatrics ass team, if it's Steph Curry, LeBron, and KD, the average age is going to be 35, 36. LeBron's about to be 40.
And then you might be able to convince Klay to come back on some low.
They not letting me trade Bron because
he
he
might
got a
look at
player
that
option.
and be like, "Hold on,
Who the
They
hell
did
is
something
finna
there.
get? Who the hell is getting down and sitting in that chair for the seed?
They have Steph Curry.
Oh, there it
You
is.
think it's possible offensively?
I guess
Yeah.
he's still the
They
youngest.
gonna have one of the best offenses ever,
You think so?
especially in a half court. Hell yeah,
Which offense would be better, that offense or current Indiana Pacer offense?
that offense.
Okay.
There's way too many weapons.
They're just not going to
They're
be
gonna
fast
play.
enough.
We're
to
gonna
put
play
all-
It's like
so
their half-court
slow.
offense. You don't
We're
have to
gonna
be
play.
fast to have a good
You
offense.
can't. It's hard to put up a lot of points. It's just a solid half court off. You can still be a really good half court offense, but the pace
efficiency
and
will
getting
be very
shots
good.
up.
I think you got a great playmaker in LeBron. You got Steph Curry off the ball. You got a 3-level scorer in KD. All you need is a nice little complimentary shooter like Klay Thompson. Who
I don't like this. Shit sounds
all
like
you
this,
need. That's a whole
no,
favor.
yeah. I don't like this idea, bro. Again,
We just really
what
went
did
into
we
barbershop
just-
talk.
we just-
That was barbershop talk.
What did we learn from just putting 3 people on the team and like we'll just have whatever as a regular roster? That's just not getting it done.
Yeah,
They just weren't 3.
What happens when we
who
got to
would be
take
the-
LeBron when
It's
LeBron
tough for
has
them
to
to get
sub out because
Bron.
he's 40 years old? Who we gonna put in?
It's
Who
tough
was
for them to
the-
get Bron unless they give up Chris too. Wiggins, Chris Kaminga.
Man,
Chris
give up Chris.
No, what?
His contract's not guaranteed though, too.
It's like partially guaranteed or something like that.
Who is the least? If this team was created, who is the least surprising minimum player going to the team?
Chris Paul.
You think he just stays for the
Yeah.
minimum?
Hey, yeah, come on, bro. Let's rock out.
Okay, bro, that team will be so damn old.
That team's
Bro.
so damn raw.
It would just be literally watching our top 3 players of our generation join up to try to swing for the fence one
They
more time.
they as to probably swing and fail
I
miserably.
do believe them. They wouldn't win a championship, bro.
They wouldn't.
They would win a
They
championship,
wouldn't.
bro. That's it's so tough.
Yeah, it is very tough because you just can't
Gonna get
allocate
Boogie
that.
Cousins out the big 3.
You can't allocate that much money to 3 players, man.
Yeah,
Unless you already got an infrastructure.
the second apron changed everything in team building. We're like, if you are that expensive, oh, we can't swap first round picks. Oh, we can't do this. We can't do that. It has to be 1-for-1 deals, so on and so forth. Teams have to be more cognizant about how much money they're spending. There's going to be certain teams that's going to be willing to go second apron because they're that good, like the Boston Celtics or the Minnesota Timberwolves, depending on what happens with their ownership. But some teams ain't worth that second apron, and the Suns are one of those teams.
Are
right
the
now.
Nuggets going to be creeping into the area too?
I don't think so. I could be mistaken, but I don't
how
think
could
so.
they not?
Yeah, they
MPJ,
have Aaron, yeah, they're going to have to
Jokic,
extend Aaron Gordon.
Jamal and
I'll
Gordon.
look into it, but I think
I think Jokic and MPJ the biggest contracts, and then I think Jamal's. I don't think Jamal's is like hefty. I know it's still up there.
I know he did sign a max. Oh no, y'all are right. They are second apron hard capped.
Oh,
okay.
I thought so.
But like you don't care because you're the best team in basketball.
Yeah, you don't care.
You do that to be like
But I'm
like the
finna say-
Clippers are going to be second apron.
Ain't no way
Is
in
that worth
hell the Nuggets can't be a second because they got every premium role player. So yeah, Gordon 22, 33 for MPJ, 33 for Jamal.
How much is KCP making?
15?
Soon,
yeah.
because this is last year, or he's got one more.
14.7, and he got a player option for 15 next year.
Do you turn it down?
He could probably make more.
probably
I ain't
He
turning
could
that
probably
down.
make more, but shit, he could win another
You,
ring.
you want to make more where? Detroit?
No, they would have his bird rights.
Or you talking about the Nuggets?
Yeah,
How much they gonna be able to give him?
I don't know.
I'm eating up my 15 because I don't know when I'm looking at this. You dig? I mean, they could. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Because they have his bird rights, they could pay over to get him. Yeah. If they willing to do that, then hell yeah. But if they stingy,
They don't have no KCP replacement. Even though he was kind of in the
Shooting
series.
wise, yeah, but
gonna be Christian
he's
Brown
essential.
next year.
The defense was
The
there.
defense was definitely
The defense is still very, very good.
Peyton Watson in the back, he getting there. He getting there.
Peyton Watson gonna block him a shot.
He ain't ready right now, but he getting there.
Y'all want to quickly talk about the Lakers? I know we talked about it towards the top of the show a little bit, but their season is over too.
And LeBron said he don't know if he's not gonna answer the question on if this is his last game in a Laker jersey,
Yeah,
which I think is great.
Hey, Bron.
He's a great cliffhanger.
do
Yes,
it.
He is.
Get out of here. Spice some things up.
If
He
you,
was trying to trade you years ago. Just let it happen.
if you ain't happy,
do
I
love me
always
some
say
Bron,
leave. Don't
but-
torture yourself.
I wouldn't be opposed to a new chapter.
Wow, I don't think that's crazy though. I mean, you got the ring.
No, I think Mike is smart. Prepare for that.
Yeah.
You should always prepare
Especially
for that.
if we gonna if we do another year and we
same
give
thing.
everything away and it's just like now we stuck with nothing.
I think I've been a little bit smarter about that as of recent. You know,
Yeah.
even at the deadline this year, they had opportunities to throw first round picks at random role players. They was like, no,
They
we're not gonna do
should've.
that. Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Should have.
Oh, they should have. I don't think they should have.
I'm just
Maybe the
talking.
better role players we could be in the
Hey,
second
I got a
round.
quote
So
for you.
wait, if LeBron leaves, is Anthony Davis on the market too, or you continue to build around
He's on the
30-year-old
market.
AD?
He's on the market.
There's no reason for
I
me
think
to
he's
just
on
keep
the
AD.
I think you put him on the market too.
And
Yeah.
Kate,
I don't think Anthony Davis hasn't shown that he could do it by himself.
I also don't think Anthony Davis
So
would
I
want to
wouldn't-
be a Laker without LeBron.
where does he go?
I'm looking at teams right now. I'll let
Him
you know.
and him and Vic.
I mean, oh my God, stop!
And they still
That's
gonna
a-
not have somebody to give them the damn ball.
Sending to
That's
Atlanta.
a big ass front court.
DeJounte finally get to LA, but nobody there.
It's hard to find Anthony Davis team, man.
Somebody,
No, I'm not saying he's untradeable.
No, but you know what time it is, realistically, and then y'all two gonna like this. Whenever you get to this
Chicago.
point, you got to go back home. That's the one chapter
he did
that's left
say
for him.
that's not out the window for him to end up
Go back
playing
home.
back home.
DeMar can go back home.
He's a Packers
I would
fan.
still root for him. If he is in Chicago.
He is a Packers fan. We gonna be busting
could
their
care-
ass for
I
the
could
next
care
few
less.
years now. So
Be a
Well,
Packer fan.
I'm gonna hold off on that.
At least he honest. No,
True.
we talking our shit.
Yeah. I just read a power ranking, NFL power ranking. What do y'all think they had the Bears before the season
18th.
starts? It was 20th.
Okay.
I'm like, I take that. You know what I'm saying? You take 20th.
I want to read you a quote. I want to
Okay.
hear your reaction. If you're coaching a team and one of your starters is just like 10 games in a row with just shit in the bed, what are you going to do?
That's the end of the quote.
that's in.
Darvin Ham on being criticized for not having a consistent rotation.
No, he didn't say that.
Yeah,
That's a real quote.
that's a real
Source.
quote.
Say that
What's the
one more
source?
time. You said if who is
Dave McMenamin.
You said who is shit in the bed? The star player?
If you're coaching a team and one of your starters
Oh.
is like 10 games in a row just shit in the bed, what are you going to do? Common sense tend to go out the window when you talk about my job in particular.
Damn, he said, y'all gonna hear this.
Damn.
Wow.
Is he referring to D'Lo?
Well, the speculation is there was criticism or like a thing in the locker room when he started to bench Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell.
Okay. Added the context makes a little bit more sense. Darvin's at the door for sure. Like that. Anytime they say it's leaning towards something, that shit is happening.
Yeah, that means they telling them, give us 3 days.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell. I love D'Angelo Russell. Been a big fan since Ohio State. That's why made me a big fan of his. He was phenomenal there. Love his confidence. But D-Lo be at that podium saying some stuff that I just be like, bro, what are you talking? They asked him like, man, Darvin Ham, said that despite your struggles, he still believe in you. He gonna stand with you. He got your back.
Hey, I'm sorry. Kendrick dropped.
What
He
dropped?
did?
Kendrick dropped a
Kendrick
song. I'm
responded?
just saying we got like an hour left of the show, but eventually we got to listen to that Kendrick drop.
You
And
know
yeah.
what I seen with why Max Christie getting the interview after the game?
Yes, and it was 30 seconds
And
long.
you know what they was asking him too? What did you see out there that you could have maybe brought into the game?
Oh
That's
my
like you
God.
setting him up to say something like just stupid.
Yeah, I
But
should have been
luckily,
taking D-Lo minutes. So
he
what?
he was like, man, and everybody in this spot or like that's not out there, they wish they can be out there. So he gave the right answer. It's like, why is y'all asking this man this, bro?
Media trained, man.
Oh yeah, he's dissing Drake.
Yeah, it's out.
I got a son to raise,
just
but I
seen,
can see you don't
DJ
know nothing
Academics.
about that.
I seen DJ Academics tweet out his
F all
Kendrick
that,
ain't responded in 17 days.
F all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning on him again. You think about pushing me.
Oh my God.
So yeah, apparently it's a 6 minutes.
Man, Kendrick. We got to see.
I got a son to raise. Apparently, you don't know nothing about that. That's crazy. That's a hard jab, bro.
Yeah. When we come back from our break, I'm going to give y'all some NBA players that might be on the move, and y'all tell me the likelihood of it happening. Just stay tuned.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports
Y'all
and
should've
concert
gone
tickets,
played it.
and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
Shout out to Pierre for talking through that.
My fault.
I'm going to give y'all some players. And these are just these are players that maybe there's a little bit of speculation. And y'all tell me the likelihood that let's say the likelihood they're on their same team next season. Are we ready? Starting off with Donovan Mitchell. The likelihood that he stays on the same team.
I think if they get bounced in the first round, the likelihood of it increases that he's on a different team, not that he's on the same team. I think if they get bounced right now, that he's going, he's leaving.
I think it's 50-50. I think it's either he's gone or probably DG's gone, and he's going to see what they bring in.
Yeah, I think this first round determines a lot about their roster. I think this is like the one thing that is going to determine the future of this team.
What about you?
Say it again.
He was invested in that Drake diss.
Donovan Mitchell, the
Because
likelihood.
Kendrick Lamar is on some. He's saying I love them, but he's dissing them. Yeah, we'll get to it, but
The likelihood that Donovan Mitchell's on the same team next season.
no, unless they about to go on a run that I don't see coming. No.
Can I get some numbers? You said 50-50. 10%.
10%. 50%. 50% what?
They trade Darius Garland or somebody else to bring somebody in.
I'd say it's more like 10% as well.
10% that he
Yeah,
stays.
cut their foot off doing that. A dude that don't want to be there, you're still saying, "No, we're gonna trade him and just force this one more year with you."
Zach LaVine.
I think it's the likelihood of him being on the Bulls just because of the size of that contract is probably like 60%.
I'm with Darrick. I go about 75. I think he'll be back on the Bulls.
I'll go 75 too.
I just don't think teams want to trade for a guy that's not going to be the number one option for my team.
There was just so many times and so many opportunities to trade for him that I don't get why.
That's why I'm thinking too that it could be this offseason or next year where they do eventually pull that trigger, because something got to change with the Bulls at this point.
No, yeah, I'm not ruling out next year, but like
Yeah.
in the summer, anybody who wanted him now couldn't have had him then.
Trae Young.
This is tough. This is the one where I would go 50. This is 50-50 for me.
Because like they got to choose between Trae Young or DeJounte.
Or neither.
I think they're going to go with trading the one with the most value that's going to get you back in return. I think it's Trae Young, so I might go 60%.
I don't think it's
60%
choosing.
that he stays.
Oh, no. So then 40%.
It's another 50-50 to me too.
I don't think it's choosing. I think you trade one, you trade both. You're going to trade Trae Young and build around DeJounte Murray?
I don't. Yeah.
How would you feel if you were, and I love DeJounte, y'all know that. How would you feel if they told you that they building around DeJounte?
I would be upset
Yeah.
because the ceiling is the ceiling. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the ceiling is not the ceiling. What will Jordan say? The ceiling is the roof. You know, like it's a hard cap on a DeJounte Murray led team
Yeah.
for sure. The next play on my list, I'm going to say it. I don't know. Mikal Bridges,
10%.
that he's on the same team.
No, that he's on a number.
Why are you answering the question wrong?
I am?
Yes, the entire
You just did it.
segment.
I'm
And
gonna,
then he says, I am. He just told you the previous one he was.
90%.
90% that
I'm gonna
he's
say
on another team.
25% that he's.
Now you can feel
Wait.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
no. Now I'm confused again. I'm saying
Y'all are
25.
grown. What is the likelihood of him being on his same team?
25%. 20. I think for the Nets, they need to get
This is
something
like
in
cap
value.
and no cap again for them for whatever reason. They can't figure out what's cap and
I
what's
don't
no
think
cap.
the Nets have anything that they
The two stooges.
The Nets don't have anything that's like concrete. I think for them going into the future, I don't see why you wouldn't test the waters. And Mikal should have some good value out there as a 3-and-D.
60% he's back on that team. They just haven't shown me that they want to trade him. As a fan, I would hope it's 0% that he's back on that team, but it's the Nets. They could have been. What were the picks they were trying to give up? You always reference
4
it.
first-round picks from Memphis.
So now what? You gonna get 2?
You've seen teams do before where they hurt their value because they waited too long.
Paul George.
Back.
I think it's 100. I think he's staying.
100%.
There's not even 1% chance.
99%.
Okay,
That 1%, I'm putting it on Philly.
because I know Daryl Morey's calling that brother's phone as soon as they get eliminated, whatever round it might be. But I do agree that it's more likely.
He just
that
seems like
stays.
he just wants to be in LA, honestly.
And he's going to get the most money from Steve, so it makes sense.
Kevin Durant. We already kind of touched on it a little bit, but what's the percentage?
5%, 10%.
10%. You think there's a 90% chance he gets traded?
Once
90?
Kevin Durant wants to go,
But
he
we
gonna go.
We don't know that he wants to go.
I'm going to say 70% that he's on the same
He don't
team.
want to sit in that corner.
That's why they're firing Frank Vogel today.
That's Frank Vogel. What the reason for that?
Frank Vogel's not the
I
reason
mean,
for the
Frank
offense.
Vogel ain't firing Frank Vogel not gonna fix that whole offense.
I'm not saying that it will, but I'm telling you that the new coach will not. That the reason Kevin Durant's in the corner, that is a coaching.
That's the first thing on his notes. Don't put him in the corner. Soon as Dave Fizdale get hired, don't put him in the
Dave.
corner.
Oh,
I'm starting to feel a lot of what P was saying. I don't get the feeling that he wants to be a Sun. He don't even look right in the Suns jersey now that I'm looking at it more and more.
I just don't know how comfortable he is requesting a trade again. I just don't know. So I'm gonna go 60%. But I hope you're right.
I want him to request a trade.
Me too.
Brandon Ingram.
I think he's
I think he's close to 80%.
On the same team.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they're going to run it back.
I say like
Try to see what's
40%.
going on.
I think they're gonna try to find a trade for him. It wasn't pretty. I think for this end of the season, and I think you haven't really seen like the success of them both together, and that's gonna kind of play a part that they kind of haven't been on the floor together. But I just think it's time to move on at this point.
I just think they had such a good regular season that I know Zion got hurt right before the postseason that I think they're going to look at that and say, maybe we can do something here. We just have to make sure we have our guys healthy by postseason.
I think they spun a block on that 5 years in a row now.
What happened?
They've spun a block on that theory.
And I was going to say, I feel like at this point,
but
they
had
won.
a regular season where they were this good.
What you mean
last
this
year?
good?
Last year they were solid, but then they ended up falling significantly.
What were they this year? They was a playing team. You mean this good? Like they was a 3 seed or something?
Oh yeah, they did.
And
fall.
I also
You're
think
right.
Trae Jones.
They were 7 games better this year than last year.
Trey Murphy, like he's warning a starting
minutes.
spot. Yeah, like
I'm gonna go
he deserves a
55
starting spot.
because I think Brandon Ingram might get traded during the season next year. But I think the logistics make it too obvious. I've been saying it all season long that I'm prepared for Brandon Ingram to get traded soon because next year will be the last year of his deal. Trey Murphy's in the win, waiting. It just made, you know what I mean? They're getting to that point where they got so many bodies that somebody has to be the odd man out. And based on his contract and his setup with the lack of success, it just looks like it's going to be him. I don't think it's because they don't like him. I don't think it's because he's not a good player. I just think that they're at the point where they have to do something different because they can't spin a block on that theory of as long as we keep him healthy. Well, how many times you gonna say? You gonna say that
It's
for
gonna
the
happen the
entire
same thing next year. Then what
the
you gonna
entire
do? Run back
career?
to it?
You're gonna be on year 12. Like this could be the year that they're healthy because they both got injured. Brandon, like KB said, Brandon ain't gonna play one game before the playoffs.
And Lou Dort's not switching team, so he's got to go through Lou Dort every year anyway. Some scary sights
at
if
least
you
if
Brandon.
Zion was there, they would have had somebody to relieve some of that pressure.
Yeah, I
Lou
agree.
Dort was attached to him like glue.
For real.
The last one I got is Klay Thompson.
I think it's like 80%. I think that I don't think they would be opposed to moving on for him, but it's still Klay Thompson at the end of the day, and he's probably a lifetime warrior.
I'm gonna go.
There's a lot of teams with money that need shooting.
I'm gonna go 30%. The one thing that sticks with me is that last game, him sitting up there, taking it all in. That don't never sit right. Steph Curry saying little things like, you know,
I just want to win.
I just want to win. Steve Kerr saying there's no way. What was Steve Kerr's quote? There's no way for things like this to end perfectly. Shit like that is just like, you know, and even Bob Myers leaving. Like him leaving was like, oh, I don't want to do the hard part of this shit.
Shout out to our coworker Bob Myers.
Yeah, shout out to Bob Myers. Bob Myers was like, man, listen, the hardest thing is going to be having to split this up. I'm leaving. Mike Dunleavy, that's your job to do. You either going to be the one that have to keep this team together with the lack of success or have the heart to tear this up to go get more success. And I think Bob Myers did great stepping away at the right time.
I'll go like 40%.
Let's go to the next series where the Knicks are 3-1. They play again tonight.
Come on.
In Madison Square Garden.
Come on.
Could this be the end of the series?
Come on.
They are playing at home.
Come on.
You know, role players play better at home now, P.
I don't see him saying that, though. He said it in every other series but us.
Hey,
When he
Josh,
gets you got some hate in your heart.
Players been playing amazing.
You got some hate in your
a lot of
heart.
credit.
No. You got some
when
hate
you
in your heart.
tweeted out about Dante,
You got
I
some
was
hate in your
feeling the
heart.
same thing because I was like,
I need you to do
where
something,
the hell
brother?
has Dante
Yeah.
been at? This dude, before he started hitting threes in the second half, I'm like, this dude was basically third in the league in 3-point
He
shooting.
only
And
had
now
like
he
two
can't
in the
even.
second half, too.
So
Hey.
I was just like,
Let's relax on Dante. He hit a game-winning shot like last
he
week.
did.
It was just last week, yo.
But you don't win a series from one game, though. You got to do it multiple
But
times.
when you're a role player, hell, if I win a game on a shot, I don't give a fuck if I go 0 for 20. I should be getting praised.
Because if he don't hit that shot, this is 2-2.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely agree with that, but it was a whole different game, and I know we need him to win.
And the good thing, Tom Thibodeau didn't feel like he needed to play him. I mean, Miles McBride closed
Miles
the last
McBride
game
came in
because
and-
he was just better.
But yeah, to your question, we can win without Josh Hart doing what he
Yes, you
doing.
can, because Josh Hart does so many other things that deflates the other team.
But
especially
you was
against-
up here saying there's no way Josh Hart would continue to shoot like that. And he didn't shoot like that, and we still won.
Yeah.
So now what you got to say?
I don't have anything to say.
Okay.
I just want to give praise to Josh Hart.
No. You had plenty of time to give praise to Josh Hart. You, instead of doing it, you was questioning, can he continue to shoot
I
like
was
that?
just questioning if he could hit 4+ threes a game.
Hey, don't
What?
question shit he doing.
I can question a lot of
No,
things.
because now look, you ain't got nothing to say. Didn't you just say I ain't got nothing to say?
I'm giving him praise. You ain't gonna
We
stop
don't
me
want.
from
He don't
praising
want.
him.
He don't want it.
Yes, he do.
No, he don't.
He appreciates
You ain't gonna
it.
stop me from praising him. I've definitely heard that on a Sunday morning before.
We don't want your praise. You was so Philadelphia. I was here watching the game with you.
Y'all just lucky y'all dealing with a banged up Joel. That's all it is.
Okay, yeah, talk that
that's
shit,
all
Darrick.
it is.
Well,
y'all get y'all ass bounced in the next
we
round.
not
You know what I'm
lucky.
saying?
We not lucky
When's the
because
Pacers next round? I like the Knicks.
we not lucky because he's always banged up.
Also, they just get a cakewalk to the conference finals then.
Where your team at?
They didn't try to play the basketball gods.
Where your team at?
They dealing
Any
with
of them.
injuries.
Any
They
of
dealing
them.
with
Any
injuries.
of them.
Any of them.
They dealing with injury.
Talk about cakewalk. Portland used to cakewalk their ass just to get swept. Stop it. Broom. But yeah, man, we listen, I'm gonna be real though. As being a fan with a 3-1 is tough because you can't get comfortable. I know it's still out there. It's like Mike said, this series ain't over.
No.
This series, we still gotta come out and play. I'm hoping Joel Embiid just like, man, I don't want to play tonight.
Can y'all guess how many times the team have come back down 3-1 in NBA history?
So the Nuggets did it to the Clippers. LeBron did it to the Warriors. The Clippers did it. The Rockets did it to the Clippers.
I think the Nuggets did it twice in a bubble.
No, that was with the Nuggets and Clippers. They had the 3-1 comebacks.
Oh, okay.
One happened a long time ago with the Nuggets, I think. Let's say
I'm gonna say like 8.
definitely less than 8. Let's say 5.
I'll say 10.
13.
Damn.
Ooh,
It must have been some times a week before us.
Yes.
Okay.
prehistoric times.
So how many in our time? About 6
It depends. How many? When do you consider our time?
97.
when we was born.
Okay, work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them. 8 of the
Hey,
13.
Mike, shout out to my boy Mike. He know. Stop playing with him.
Man, y'all not counting the Boston Celtics in 1968? They did it against the 76ers?
I'm counting now. I just asked the ones we were alive
Y'all not
for.
counting the LA Lakers coming back on the Phoenix Suns in 1970?
Oh, hey, man.
Y'all not
Listen.
counting the watch the Bills doing in the 79
Hey, no.
against the Spurs?
In 1970, when the Lakers did it, that series was. I know y'all a little younger than me, but that series, prime time, man. Prime time.
Yeah, man, Jerry West was on one.
No, Jerry West had the counting numbers, but when you watched the impact that Elgin Baylor
I would
had,
say Elgin
it didn't
Baylor
show up in the
definitely was
box
doing
score.
his thing.
It didn't show up in the box score.
You know, he's
Brad
6'4".
Stevens just won Executive of the Year.
Shout out to him.
That's Coach Brad, man.
Even though I think somebody in Minnesota should win.
Who would have been Tim Connolly? But that happened last year.
Yeah.
True.
The Rudy Gobert trade did. Yeah.
You know what I'm disappointed in with the 76ers? There's a few things. One is your boy, Tobias Harris is averaging 8 points per game this series. 8 points per game.
Every 20 minutes, I got to see Pierre tweet out, Tobias, my favorite Knick. No, he's been really
definitely been with
bad.
y'all.
He's been really bad. Like, they've been needing his scoring as just like another option, and he just keeps missing.
I
He
be
literally
watching
can't hit
Tobias,
shots.
and I just be shaking my head because, like, he is a good dude. He's a nice dude. He's never done nothing wrong. I'd be like, I just, like, why? Like, normally things happen to that. Stuff like that happens to people who be trying to do too much. He don't really be doing too much. It's just a shot not falling, man.
Sometimes I think that's the problem with Toby.
Too laid back.
He's too okay with just not having the ball and doing stuff with it. Like, he's 6'8". He can handle. He can create. You haven't seen any of that in this series. Now, I don't expect him to turn to Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
But when Joel Embiid plays every minute of fourth quarter, which I think was an understandable decision by Nick Nurse, but in retrospect, you're like, oh, he needed that break because he's running out of gas in every single one of these games. But when he's going 12 straight minutes and not scoring or hitting 2 free throws and that's the end of his fourth quarter, you just needed somebody to alleviate some of that pressure. And Toby, being a $30+ million man, should be that guy. And it made me go through all of the contracts in basketball. I think he's the second least productive big contract in basketball behind who?
Bradley Beal.
No. Because Bradley Beal's too productive. He just sucked in the series. Come on.
Lonzo Ball.
Nope. Not counting guys that have been out for the entire
Okay,
year.
I was about to say.
Ben Simmons.
Oh man,
Ben Simmons.
that's
Ben
yeah.
produced. He just be hurt.
Produce what?
If Ben was healthy
He
on the
produced.
Sixers
Hey,
team,
he produced amazing fits. P. There you go. He one of them
I was
boys.
just- I was just
he one
talking.
of them boys that's dripped out on the side.
Is
Hey.
he? I never really paid attention.
he is. You are a bigger Ben Simmons fan than me now. That's
Oh,
crazy.
What?
Yeah, you really are, though. All season long, you've been buying
You
the Ben
talk
Simmons
about
stuff.
Ben Simmons way more than I do at this point.
I was not. I was just saying he be having that shit on.
He does. He does.
And then
He
Buddy
does.
Hield can't even play.
Man, the worst thing that happened to Buddy Hield's career is making the playoffs.
True.
The
His
worst
playoff
thing.
numbers. If he never get back there again, they gonna look so bad. Is he on this team next year?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, he got a
Is this a-
DNP coach's decision in game 4.
Is this his last year of his contract?
Yep.
Yep.
He's a free agent.
Yeah, no, he definitely opening up.
Boy, finna be a Laker on a cheap contract. finna be a
He's
son.
still probably gonna be expensive though.
He gonna be a son.
What's considered expensive to you?
Some contender gonna call his
15 to
call his
20.
phone.
He's not making 20.
No,
I'm willing to bet 20 M's that he don't make 20 M's.
I think he might have to bet on himself. He might have to do like a little cheap 1 year.
Yeah.
Malik
Oubre.
Beasley.
Not as low as Kelly Oubre, but like Malik Beasley. Maybe not as low as Malik Beasley.
Because
either.
you can't say a shooting is a premium and then you get to the playoffs and you can't play.
And you're not shooting. Yeah.
So it's just
I think some teams they gonna look past that and they're gonna be like, we need this
they
motherfucker on
will,
our
but
team.
not for 20 million. Is my point. He's not gonna go jobless.
Yeah.
He's definitely gonna get picked up.
he's gonna get a good 10 to 13 mil.
I think that's probably
You would
a
give him
better
20
range.
million?
That's the higher end. I said 15 to 20.
Would you give him 20 million?
Probably not.
Would you give him 15 million?
I would give Buddy Hield 15.
For how many years?
2-3 years.
He's not taking a 3-year deal for $15 million.
If
The
I'm
best
his
you-
agent, I might tell him to do it because this
The,
ain't
be-
looking
the
good for you,
best,
brother.
the best thing he might do, the best case you can get for 15 is that 1 year. I can see Buddy Hield trying to bet on himself. Because
there's a
because
lot of bad teams with money right
his
now.
market opens up tremendously if he bet on himself and have a crazy year. If he goes to the Celtics, if he goes to the Suns, if he goes to your Lakers,
Or the
and,
Nuggets.
and go into the playoffs and has the opposite, he's knocking shots. The following year he goes on a market, he's going to go back to $18 million, and then you try to strike gold there. Let me get that for 3 years. Let me get that for 4 years.
See, that's my thing. Is just like the
But
18
20?
mil. No. The 18
Shit.
mil. You looking at the max. I'm looking at it like that's not the craziest jump for like that risk. You know, if you can get 15, it's like, man, we could get 18 or 19. I'd rather take the a little bit more secure 15. But I'm just speaking for myself.
Tobias Harris has been in the right place, right time his entire career when it comes to contractually. Just being a free agent during the right classes when nobody's getting money, or basically holding the 76ers hostage because they have no choice but to pay you. So shout out to Toby, bag chaser. He's, I think, the second highest player in history with no All-Star appearances.
I thought he was number one.
Is he number one?
I thought I saw the report that maybe he isn't. I don't know. I don't remember.
I will double check.
But
But
I know-
I read that he was number two a couple
Who was
days
number
ago.
one?
I don't remember. It was somebody that wasn't here
I
anymore.
would be okay with being a non-All-Star if that was one of the things I was earning.
Oh,
To be
for sure.
top second most paid without being an All-Star, we talking about hundreds of millions.
No, he's the second lowest paid. He's the second most paid non-All-Star.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think all of this might end up being a blessing for the Sixers, though. Like in the grand scheme of things,
Unless Joel Embiid gets upset and ask out.
they're going to go into the offseason with $60 million. Whenever that was brought up, you had to think, like, what if they bring back Tobias? And that takes
Yeah.
apart some of that. Now, with this play, they may have to really, like, reconsider that. Buddy Hield, if he was spazzing, that would have been a piece of the pie that you would have had to think about divvying up to give to him. He ain't producing nothing. So you may really be able to go into the offseason with a full-blown $60 million. And you have two pillars in Tyrese Maxey and Embiid, and you just got to fill the gaps. I think Lowry you can bring back at a decent value. I think DeAnthony Melton can stay on this team. I think Kelly Oubre should be coming back. And then you really got probably like $40-some million to really try to.
they need some type of backup. Like the B-ball Paul does this thing in the regular season, but if he can't play in the playoffs, and Joel Embiid, like you're trying to stress him out to play 40 to 40 plus minutes a game, you need to give him some pressure.
They
Where
got
it's
to
like
bring back Andre Drummond.
you need to be able to be like, man, for the first couple minutes of this fourth, we could put in so and so because he could help us out and he can
When
be
they had
productive.
Drummond, it seemed like they
That-
were
that's
able
when
to
they
give
had-
Joel.
I like that
decent
when they did
breaks.
have a solid backup because even though it's Joel, he's a superstar. He's gonna get the minutes. He needs a break sometimes. He needs a break.
The only problem is if Paul George resigns, the pool of players that you're picking from significantly decreases.
Yeah.
You're going to DeMar DeRozan.
Paul George is the second best player.
Yeah.
You got LeBron with his player option. You got Paul George, Klay. The fourth best player out here is Tobias Harris. I mean, James Harden, but we know he's not going there. Pascal Siakam, Gordon Hayward, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan. They got it as a name up here.
It's really like DeMar, man. I don't know if that changed. I mean, it helps you for sure because we know DeMar can be a
And
fourth
DeMar
quarter
wants
killer.
30 plus mil.
Yeah.
It's some options
Maybe
up
it's
here,
not
though,
a
man.
bad idea. I don't know how to. I wouldn't know how to feel about it.
They could go out here and, like, Brucey B would be out here.
Are they around the edges team or they are let's go get a third player team?
They should be
He
around
should be
the edges.
around the edges at this point.
I think you have so much with Joel and Maxey that you need some good around the edges type players.
Luke Kennard got a club option for 14. I don't know what the Grizzlies do with that. I don't know. but he would be somebody that I think would be really good with Philadelphia. And then like you just got a bunch of guys that you just plug in and really try to. Royce O'Neal would be a unrestricted free agent. Kyle Anderson is an unrestricted free agent. Mo Wagner has a club option. So yeah, it's guys. I mean, Miles Bridges will be out here.
That actually might be not a bad pickup for them.
I'm against it
Caleb Martin.
for off basketball.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
that's yeah.
Who are the? Can y'all let's do a little ticky talk type thing. Who are the 10 highest paid players to never make an All-Star appearance?
So Tobias Harris,
He's on the list.
C.J. McCollum,
CJ McCollum is on the list.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray is not on the list just
Not
yet.
yet.
He's not in top 10 just yet. Not just yet.
Rudy Gay.
Rudy Gay is on the list at number 6.
Jamal Crawford.
Not in the top 10.
Andre Drummond.
Drummond not in the top 10. He's been an All-Star.
He's been an
too.
Oh, he
All-Star.
has. You're right.
Monte Ellis.
Not in the top 10.
Steve Francis.
Not in the top 10.
Okay, so I need to think bag getters.
Think
I feel like more
think
current.
relatively current because
the contracts are bigger.
Huge,
Yeah.
Most of these dudes are still active. If they're not active, then they just didn't play this season, so they were active last year. One of these guys is playing for one of your teams, Darrick. Now, which one of those teams? The
Jeremy
question.
Grant.
Not top 10.
Okay. That's
'Cause
crazy.
he just got his bag though.
And he got a little paid from the Pistons.
He
thinking
also
about it.
used to play for your favorite team. This guy I'm talking about.
I'm thinking about shooters too that just got bags that never made the All-Star. I'm in the
Gallinari?
I'm in the round.
Gallinari is
Oh.
number 2 on the list. Gallinari. You said shooters. Yeah. I mean, there's some shooters on this list for sure.
Guys who were
Did-
all-stars.
Did we get the number 1 guy?
Toby.
Oh, okay.
Guys who were all-stars. I mean, guys who got the bag but weren't all-stars. Mikal Bridges.
Not in the top 10.
Okay. Well, yeah, his contract is relatively solid. Freddie V.
Nope. Think current but older.
Jeff Green.
Jeff Green not in the top 10.
He
but
got some bags.
That is a good place to
Ish Smith.
think.
Yeah.
Not
He got
Ish
some
Smith.
bag. He ain't never got no bag.
But he's been around for so long.
Well, on $1 million, $2 million deals.
Wesley Matthews.
Not in the top 10.
Aaron Gordon.
Not in the top 10.
Damn.
But
Nick Batum.
Nicholas Batum is number 3.
Oh.
You said Aaron Gordon.
Eric
Eric
Gordon.
Gordon.
Eric Gordon is number 5 on the list. You
How many
got
left?
1, 2, 3 left. This is 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, 6. I guess 4 left.
Oh, it's the old guys, y'all. It's
Oh,
the
y'all ain't
old
got number
guys.
Barnes.
6 either.
Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes number 7.
Yup, good call.
Y'all ain't got number 6. This guy was a bucket, but there's a story around him that every time he left the team, they got better.
I thought that was a story behind Rudy Gay.
Oh, we already said Rudy Gay?
Yeah, we
okay,
did,
so
we
he's
did,
off the
we
list.
did.
That is the guy I was thinking about.
Exactly
though.
sounded like Rudy Gay.
This guy was an NBA champion, and then they said bye-bye because somebody else wanted to come to the team. And it was a huge upgrade.
I said Harrison Barnes.
Oh, okay. Harrison Barnes off the list.
You just
Lock
congratulated
in.
7,
Yeah.
8, and 9, I know y'all have not said. 2 foreign-born players, and then 1 American.
Goran Dragic.
Nope.
That's-
This guy, big man. Both of them big men. Fan favorite across this. I love this player. Fan favorite.
Robin.
Nope. He's American.
Oh, you're right.
Come on. Lock in. Was a part of some of the most fun teams of our high school era, I guess.
He's a foreign big man.
Yes,
Serge
he is.
Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka's on the list. That's
Oh.
not who I was referring to, but Serge Ibaka's on the list at number 9. This guy also was teammates with him.
Oh, Steven Adams.
Steven Adams is number 8, and the very last player has played for just my favorite team. I don't think he's played for any of y'all favorite teams. Yeah, he's not played for it. But he was on the roster this year, but he's at home now. They were in the playoffs. He didn't play. I actually just referred to him not playing like 20 minutes ago.
Lonzo Ball.
No. Old guy. Lefty.
Joe Ingles. No, he didn't play for the Bulls.
That is young.
That is young as
Oh.
number 10.
Oh, I don't remember that. That is young coming up in this episode.
Yeah.
Shout out to Thad.
Al Jefferson is next. then Marcus Camby, then Otto Porter, then the Nate, then Derek Favors, Eric Bledsoe,
Otto
Ricky
Porter's a
Rubio,
good one.
Chandler Parsons, Evan Fournier, and
Oh,
Jamal
yeah,
Crawford.
Chandler
Chandler Parsons
Parsons.
did get the bag.
Yeah. The most surprising player on this list, let's see, is like Wes Matthews is number 30. You know?
I thought he was
Brian
higher.
Grant is 33rd. That was a name y'all was never going to get to.
My boy Brian Grant.
Let's get to some of these other series.
Y'all know who Brian Grant is?
No.
Nope.
I know
No,
Brian
Brian
Gumble.
You know Brian Grant?
I know Brian Gumbel's.
Brian Grant played for the Lakers. He was in the Shaq trade.
Yes, he was.
Lamar Odom, Karan Butler.
Let's breeze through
Brian
some of these
Grant.
other series. The Pacers are up 3-1. They play tonight to potentially close it
Last
out.
game on the slate. Not used to that.
No
Yeah,
Dame or
right?
no Giannis.
No Dame, no Giannis. How we feeling? Is it wrapped up in 5 or
I
can
think the Pacers
Bucks-
got to come out and just swing. They just got to come out and just step on their neck and just put it to bed. Don't allow them to get any confidence. Think they can stick around in this game. You just got to come out and end it now.
I agree with Darrick.
'Cause
I
you don't
feel-
want to. Oh, my bad. I didn't
No,
mean to cut
you
you
good.
off.
It's we
Oh,
podcasting.
I don't want them to. If,
You always apologize for podcasting.
you can't extend the series more and give Dame and Giannis more chance to come back. Because once they come back, it's more of an even playing field now. You got to take advantage now when it's not even.
Yeah, I agree. You got to kick them while they down. Pace got to take this.
See what's that?
That's the type of man you are.
Kick them while they down. Sometimes you got to
Yeah.
do what you got to do.
I agree. I'm happy they was able to get the win. I didn't love the win from the Pacers the last game. I didn't. I want to see them dominate the Bucks. There's no Giannis. There's no Dame. There was no Bobby Portis.
Yeah. They let them play. They let them stick around that game a little bit more than they should have.
Yeah. And don't do that today because I don't think Bobby Portis is going to get ejected. That's just one more guy who can score. Yeah, handle business and go rest up for the next round.
Well, it's had Gallinari out there playing because Bobby
He was
Portis got
making
a
some
check.
shots.
What'd you say?
He was making shots.
I know.
was.
They was like, he had one crazy move where he was doing a lot, like on the wing, but
And
he
he
ended up
faded
making
away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, there go Gallinari.
It was
Old
funny
as
because
dirt,
they
but
interviewed Doc Rivers after halftime, and he was like, well, you know how Doc sounds.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have any more creators other than Chris, so we just got to find out how to run our offense now. Like, damn, middle finger to
never
everybody
like
else.
just when I was originally watching Gallinari, never did I think that like later in his year he'd be playing some backup center.
Center, yeah, he's a big
Bro,
center.
when he was in Washington, I think Gafford got hurt or he didn't play.
Yeah,
they had
they
him
were
guarding
running
Joel
Joel
Embiid.
And he got,
They had
and he
him
had
guarding
that
Joel
big ass
Embiid.
number on 88.
Wait, because I think Joel had a crazy
I think he
game
did have
too.
a
I'm gonna
crazy
double
game that
check.
day.
Like, what is he
It's
supposed
just
to
no
do?
way. First of all, Gallinari not even moving like he
Yeah,
used
he's
to.
hobbling up and down the
Yeah.
court, really.
So
Hey, he had a 50 piece in his
Yeah,
game.
I remember them going crazy.
Oh, Jared Allen listed as questionable. Rib.
Oh, that might be GG's, ladies and gentlemen. The next series we're gonna get to, the Thunder end up sweeping the Pelicans. We kind of touched on a little bit when we were talking Brandon Ingram. But shout out to the young Thunder for taking care of business.
Yeah.
Wasn't a single second in the series that I felt really worried about anything. 'Cause
Well, that's
especially
first
after
game.
game one.
That first game,
After
the
game one.
Pelicans bogus as hell for letting that slip away. They had so many plays down the stretch of the game where they could have solidified and
Larry
closed it out.
Nance, the missed dunk, the turnover, the trick. I just couldn't have. That's engraved in my
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
But shout out to the Thunder. I'm really proud of them. They took care of business. And like I said, I really believe the regular season is about proving to the rest of the NBA who you are. These early playoff moments is about proving to yourself in that locker room who y'all are. And they came out as a number 1 seed, despite all the chatter about experience, age, and youthfulness. They came out, they didn't play with their food, and now they took care of business, and now they can chill until the next series. And they dominated.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
They
did.
dominated. They dominated.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them go in the next series. Because I think no matter who wins, Clippers or Mavericks,
tough.
a lot
It's
of
gonna
people
be
are going to
tough.
be picking that team to beat OKC.
Which I'm not
OKC's
against, but I hope OKC do put us to bed and they come out and they go out and they go
If
crazy.
they get a conference finals appearance this early on, that would be amazing.
yeah.
Be amazing. Notoriously, we know that just because
That just sounds
do
like
it
a
once,
setup, man.
Yeah.
It sounds like that. Man, I remember this is Chet 10 years from now. I remember we got to the Eastern Conference and I thought that was going to be every year and we never been back. It's
Yeah,
always that
I
story.
mean, the OKC team showed us that. You make it to the finals, like, they'll be
Yeah.
back. Never got back.
It's always that story.
that's what Jason Tatum was talking about, how they got to the conference finals super early, and he just thought it was how it's going to be.
And for Tatum, it kind of has been.
It has,
You just
yeah.
make it there every year. And what happened once you get there? The next series we should get to. Did we talk about the
Ain't
Tatum?
Jason Tatum 26.
Yes, something like
He'll
that.
be okay.
He 18.
He got a lot more years left. Clippers versus Mavericks is the next one. 2-2 series. I have no idea.
I like
where
this for the Clippers
goes.
if they don't try to rush back Kawhi. I'm still my mind is still kind of wrapped around that because usually when a guy comes back, you lost that first game. There's a panic. They won convincingly. Harden's had looked good, and then they was like, nah, we got to play Kawhi. We got to get him out there. And it's like it kind of messed up that groove. And so to see them 2-0 without him, and then the 2 losses is with them, it's kind of like if they lose this series, I think that's something that they'll look back on. Like, we tried to really rush them back for no reason.
And I don't know why, but like going into that game, especially when it was like Kawhi not going to be there, I don't know why, but I was like, the Clippers are probably going to win this game just because they're going to probably play smoother. And I'm not saying that like Kawhi hurts them, but it's just like getting somebody acclimated back into that, especially when they take so many shots. People don't want to step on each other's toes, so they're going to try to get them more involved in all that type of stuff.
Call it what it is, though. He does hurt them. When a player is not healthy and he's hurt and he's trying to play, you're hurting the team.
Yeah.
A healthy Kawhi Leonard does not hurt them, but
Right.
Kawhi Leonard who don't
if he
look
was
like
in his
himself,
groove a little bit more, I think it would have been way more understandable. But he just didn't look really that good out there.
He's not
and even
healthy.
Ty Lue brought him back out, put him on the bench.
whenever
so.
players say that my knee didn't respond the way we wanted it to, he's not healthy. Don't play. That's the old saying: is if you play, you're hurting the team by trying to play. If you're not healthy,
I don't remember which game. This might have been last game or the game before. Paul George threw him a lob, right?
Yeah.
that had to be the game before he didn't play last game.
Oh, right. Paul George threw him a lob, and he hung on the rim for like 5 seconds.
Yes,
Yeah.
I saw that. I thought he was gonna get attacked.
And then and then he came down very gingerly, and I'm like, yeah, that knee don't look good.
Okay.
That he's hanging
I
on the
remember
rim
when
to
he
kind of
hung.
ease his way down.
Oh.
I ain't even look at it that way. I'm just like, why is he hanging on the ring? He gonna get attacked.
Yeah, I thought he was just doing it just like to like showboat a little bit.
I don't think so. I think it was just like, man, am I good? 6 feet down? Am I gonna land the right
That's
way?
a good point because I
Yeah.
definitely like he was hanging. I'm like, oh, he maybe just doing that to get himself going. Like finally, I got one to
Right.
fall. But yeah, that's a good assessment.
They almost blew this game though, 31-point lead. It was a crazy rush back by Kyrie Irving and company and so on. If they would have
James-
lost this game, it would have been crazy.
How is
James
Kyrie
Harden,
Irving not on the
though?
Olympic team?
Oh, he will be.
Yeah, 'cause
Kawhi
no
Leonard
Embiid.
is gonna.
Who
Kawhi
would have
Leonard-
thought it would
I
have
mean,
took this
Embiid.
long for James Harden to show up and take over in the playoffs?
But
It's good when you ain't got no pressure. I'm telling you. That third
Man.
option, it's like
I'm
if,
not
He done brought
worried
back the
about-
floater and everything.
if they didn't win, it was gonna be because Kawhi didn't get hurt.
I'm not worried about him in the playoffs early in the series. It's once we get to that elimination game.
Because if this goes 7, you think you're gonna trust him?
I'm gonna trust him.
He hit 6
been
floaters
pretty-
in the fourth quarter.
Well, they were
Six
just,
of
they
them.
were just
good.
letting him go to the basket.
Yeah.
So why would I not trust him?
That's the easiest shot he can get.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming Jason Kidd gonna change a lot of that.
Why
make
did
it
they
more
change the
difficult.
first game that won them game 2, where they was just playing straight up 1-on-1? Luka was sitting in the chair talking about, "Don't send help." Then they come out in this one and they
Well, he wasn't stopping anybody.
Luka was doing a very good job in game 2 of defending.
I'm talking about
game
you,
4.
you asked why did they switch? Because he wasn't stopping anybody.
No, but in game 4, it looked like he said their scheme, James Harden said at the podium that their scheme was to let me go right. And so he was literally just going right. And he was just getting
But
to
I
the basket.
believe it's because that was Luka guarded in 2 way better than he did in 4.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're
I
not,
thought it was more so of a scheme thing that they were trying to force
I don't
him
think
right.
I don't think anybody's scheme is to ever going to say let him get past you. No matter how they're forcing you, it's never going to be like, hey, let him go by you, and then
Yeah, you just rather him go to his weak side. But I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't Olay. Here's a lane to the basket. Like they were attempting.
Was
to
it
do
let
something.
him go right or force him right?
I think it was force him right.
yeah. Hey, we're going to let you go by, even though we got Maxi Kleber behind.
You know what I was thinking about watching this game? You know who was so goddamn lucky?
Who?
Clint Capella. Clint Capella spent the first 6 years of his career with James Harden and then got traded to play with Trae Young. He's
eating.
always got the best lob thrower in the league is his point guard every year of his career.
Just Eden.
And now I'm looking at it. I think Mason Plumlee came into game number 4 and he gave them a lot of like good emphasis and like some different things that they haven't really seen. But the reason Maxey wasn't stepping up on that floater is because James Harden is the best lob thrower in basketball practically, and Zubac has good hands now. So it's like we want to prevent that, and if we gonna let James shoot this floater because it's better than the dunk. And I do question not having one of the bigs, like the actual bigs in the game here, but I kind of understand it. Kind of. Maybe you help off a little bit more on like the strong side and force one of the shooters to make a shot. But they won the game. That's all that matters.
You gotta win 2 more.
Gotta win 2 more. And I don't know who it's going to be. I have no idea. It's a 50-50
I
split
hope
for
this
me.
goes 7. I just hope it goes 7.
OKC hopes it goes 7 too.
Oh, yeah. Get a little bit more rest.
Or maybe they don't. Maybe they want the Clippers to win the Lakers
LeBron
too.
is expected to opt out of his contract with the Lakers to become a free agent per Windhorst.
Well, that was expected because he just said he
I
doesn't.
think LeBron
want that
intends to
money.
opt out of his contract and become a free agent for the first time since 2018.
You think he gonna take like meetings and stuff, or it's like an opt out to renegotiate?
No, I think he's taking meetings. LeBron James.
Then that wasn't expected then.
Yeah, because last time he opted out of Lakers
Just to
contract,
get
he didn't
the
take
bigger
meetings. He
bag.
just
He
got
just
some money.
renegotiated.
Yeah. If he take meetings, y'all in trouble. Or maybe you're not, because you say you're ready. But y'all are in trouble because you want to trade him so you can get something back. You don't.
Oh
wanna
yeah, we don't want to
lose.
just
But
let him
9
walk.
times out of 10, he
would
should
probably
get a
agree.
signing trade.
Yeah, he would agree to a signing trade, I think.
Right, because he's not going to the Pistons.
LeBron walk. We bringing in DeMar DeRozan.
Hey, he's available.
Nah, I'm cool. Give us AC back. That's
No.
it. That's all we need back.
He's available for the.
Well,
right
LeBron
price.
ain't going to the Bulls, so you're okay.
Yeah,
You can't let us dream a little?
No.
I
a
don't. That's not
Bulls
even a
fan?
dream of mine. He's 40. It was a dream of mine in
And you're not a
2012.
Bulls fan.
I still would love to see it.
So he's admitting he's not a Bulls fan.
No, I
Normally,
know,
when you
that's
say you're
not-
not a Bulls fan, it's going to be like, I am a Bulls fan. He said, I can still dream.
You would love to see it.
I would, yeah, just for the one time. Why not?
That's a horrible one time for the one time. I want to see LeBron do some shit that can really.
Yeah, you're right. I want to see him go out swinging.
Well, he's never had a dynamic guard like Kobe White
That's true.
in the entirety of his career.
Now I'm definitely not letting y'all
And he
dream.
haven't had a backcourt with Ayo DeSumo either.
But he
Talk
played
to
with
him.
Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Kobe White wish he could be Kyrie Irving. Let me not say that. Kobe White definitely wish he was Kobe White, but you get what I'm saying.
He'll get to Kyrie status eventually.
No.
Uh,
Absolutely
Is
not.
that every series?
Much respect to Kobe, but absolutely not.
Did we talk about Celtics?
Kobe, come right here
No,
and
I
let's
don't
talk
have
about it.
anything to
I don't.
What?
About
Celtics
Celtics Heat. I don't have anything to say.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say about
That's your
Cavs
job.
Magic either.
Face up about what?
Cavs Magic.
I got a lot to say about that.
Talk
I
to
hope
me
the
then.
Magic come through and do that thing. So it's a 2-2 series. Jared Allen may not play because of his rib. This young team came back and said, "We not only can we compete, we can bust y'all ass."
That's a form of maturity right there.
What?
That they locked in after losing those 2 games on the road. They came back home and they protected home court.
The
Like,
Cavs
they weren't
gotta-
too rattled in this series.
The Cavs got a clean house. They lose.
They
this
got their
series.
ass spanked.
They got a clean house. They got a clean house. Seriously, they got to get to a point where they pivot, because 2 first-round exits, losing to this team.
I was going to say, that's the big thing. You have at least conference finals aspirations. You can't always say the championship because
For
it's
sure.
literally just one team. But to lose to one of the youngest teams in the league.
that you tried to play. KB says they lost their last game to purposely play the Magic, and then you get dominated like this.
And it's not like they playing well and the Magic are just beating them. They're playing bad. They're playing really bad. So it's just like, man, what is the ceiling? Is it this going to be the ceiling? Is
The
second
first
round the
exit,
ceiling?
man, I don't know. But
It's not worth it at the end of the day.
I'm liking this though. I can't wait for this game tonight. I'm really, really want to see the Magic continue it.
Did somebody put up 100 points in this game?
No.
I think
I'm going to say
I think they both will.
93 to 85.
Did they both do?
Yeah, I'll predict the score of 105 to 103. I think it's gonna be that good.
Where?
Cavs.
Oh hell no. Orlando Magic.
I don't know.
I'm not against that.
The home teams just won every single game.
Yeah.
It might keep that as a recipe.
No Jared Allen. Like the Magic gonna take advantage.
I know what team I'm interested. I want to see win though.
Who you want to see win?
Orlando Magic.
Hey!
I wanna see 'em win,
Orlando
too.
Magic. But who knows what happens?
Because I don't know. But thinking about Donovan Mitchell going against the Celtics in the next round does sound intriguing. Sounds
Why?
fun.
He's not doing shit against the Magic.
I think they have a much of a fighter chance than the Magic.
Based off what they show me against the Magic, I don't know how I can say that. They're 2-2 with the Magic.
I feel the same way. Both, no matter the team, they're getting their ass spanked by the Celtics, I believe.
At least the Magic going to be hustling all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get some new blood.
Jonathan
in the
Isaac
playoffs.
might bust somebody's head trying to get a loose
They
ball.
might get a national TV game finally instead of the NBA TV games. Come on, man. I'm here for that.
I think their first game was nationally televised.
Yeah, I was just
in
talking
the
shit.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had that 1 o'clock start game on
Yep.
every Saturday, which is like basically NBA TV. 'Cause who
Literally.
the hell is watching? It was noon. We were in the middle of our podcast and that game
Well, the
took
Knicks
off.
played at noon on Sunday.
Well, that's Sunday.
That's Sunday, though.
The series they talking about starting on
That
Saturday.
shit was so good. I know. I was here.
You were.
The shit was starting when we was working. What's up though, man? We got golfing later.
Yep, we playing golf. The three amigos plus Terrence. Plus
Did y'all saw Terrence Sex?
No.
Tell me, I don't feel like taking your money today, man. Expect a lot of pars.
Terrence so fun.
We're playing.
This is the first time we played for money.
What did I say? $10 a hole.
$10 a hole.
Keep it
You
light.
said it's 9 holes.
9 holes.
Do
Keep it light.
y'all put the money on the hole?
Yeah.
So like that's where y'all leave the money at? Everybody gonna put their 10 there?
No, you're never invited to play golf with us. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
I don't have actual cash. I will Venmo you, PayPal you,
Oh, I was actually
Zelle
gonna
you.
go get.
Oh,
cash.
you can do what you want.
But-
If you want to bring cash, bring cash.
Act like you ain't never had $10
Actually, I don't
on
have to bring cash because I'm winning. No,
You
it's
sound
gonna
like
be fun.
Larry Bird when he said, "Which one of y'all want to come in second?"
The funny thing about it though is that because we're playing at such an optimal time, we're bad at golf.
Yeah.
I want to put that for everybody at home. We are bad. We all just started playing in like last month. We don't have time to do anything over double par. So once you hit double par, if it's not in the hole, you just move on because it's going to be somebody right behind. Like there's 2 teams or 2 groups right behind us.
Yeah.
So we don't have time to be 7 putting
Or
anything
unless
like that.
the groups behind us are just
Go in front of us?
or
No,
worse,
no, no, no.
or worse.
We're not.
We should hold ourselves to
Yes.
a standard.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
want an 11 hole
My
like,
two
par 3.
things is to be able to move, and I want everybody to keep count because last time, Mike, we golfed, and he was giving us answers of like, I think I had a 5. No, we need numbers. We're golfing.
We going.
need numbers.
I'll announce it every time. I'm
Yes, because there's
numbers.
money on the line. You bet. You better. You bet. And I'm watching too. I'm hearing.
Because
and
I
I'm
can't
watching.
fathom how he holed out the first 5 or 6
He said,
holes
"I think I hit it in 2."
and got a better score than me. Now, granted, I'm not Tiger Woods.
He
but
had the one par. He had one par, which I
that
think
one
carried a
par
lot.
carrying 6 outs is crazy. We had one where that motherfucker had 14 shots. KB had to tell him, "Let's go,
I had
Darrick."
to look at him and say, "Come on, bro."
We
come on."
we all three at the next hole watching him. He just steady going, Like, Darrick,
shipping it over the green every
come on,
time.
bro, come on, just come back. Come on, bro. You did worse than the hole out. We should count that to your next hole. And you piling over.
No, it's gonna be fun.
But-
though. It's a bigger course too.
When Darrick hit, when his hit is bright, it was on.
Yeah.
That one that you had was money, boy. It made I know that made up your day because you had a tough start. But it's good to have your better shots towards the last in the beginning. Because then if you ended on 6 outs, you would have probably not talked to us. See you later, Darrick.
Bro, I'm reading a book called Zen Golf.
Is it helping you with golfing?
I don't know yet. This is gonna be my first time. I'm like 120 pages in, and I'm like maybe halfway through the book, and I'm gonna try to implore some of these mental things in today's game. I'm not telling y'all what they are because I want to win, but afterwards I could tell you some of the stuff I learned.
Yeah, I seen that book at Barnes.
No, I'm just joking.
Is
I
it
look
just
at it.
teaching you about golf? Is that what the book
It's
is about?
It's Zen golf.
Yeah, but I mean, you can take some of these lessons to everyday life and stuff too.
Okay.
But the biggest thing for me right now that I'm thinking about is playing shot by shot. I think a lot of the times when I play, if I like last time we played, right? We all played. My first swing was in the water. Like I booted that bitch. And I think that set me up for failure the rest of the day because I'm like, damn, that's my first swing, and now I'm trying to overcompensate. But if I take it stroke by stroke, swing by swing, then I feel like if I do terrible on hole 3, then hole 4 is a blank slate. It's a complete blank slate. And I got I'm gonna be excited for
You
it.
did hit that hard as
Yeah.
hell.
But you know why?
Why?
I was on a call.
Oh.
I was on a call while teeing off because I knew it was gonna be a group behind us, so I couldn't wait to get off the call. And I was using one of my wedges too. Now the course that we were playing, I think hole 1 is like 110 yards, so it's like using the wedge makes sense. But I booted it, and I'm like, man, that was a solid swing because it deviated maybe 2 feet off of my path. But I was kind of
Playing
strong
on that
day.
course actually is kind of crazy because like there's a road right next to you on both sides, and like if you hit a car, you kind of fucked.
Yeah, the one we're about to play, there's houses. So
Yeah, I hit
video.
into a house.
I seen this video where it was just like
We just keep it moving though.
this family's house is like right next to a golf course, and I guess the son was playing a joke. Like I guess they had a golf ball over there, and he was just laying in the yard like he was dead.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the people
I saw
was
that.
coming over there. They just started walking away.
I would not
They
buy a
didn't give a
house
fuck.
next to
No.
a golf course. I just don't think
If it was my dream house, I would. But I feel you. I'm not going. If I see it,
you
I
waking
ain't
up
my-
as a bunch of golf balls in your yard. Some of them that
Hey,
hit
golf
your
balls
grill.
are expensive. I mean, as long as they didn't hit my windows and stuff.
I would
Probably
say you
hit
ain't
you-
never
they
had
might-
somebody knock on
they
your
might
door
catch
like,
your
Mr.
dog
Beecham,
blacking.
our baseball
Catch your
went
what?
into your
Catch your dog
backyard.
blacking. You let your dog in the backyard. Your dog get hit with a ball.
Well, that's me being irresponsible. If I got a pet, I'm going to have some extra stuff up. I wouldn't dare just let my dog. I wouldn't buy a house and have nothing, just knowing my dog could get hit. You know what I mean?
Just hit the ball straight. That's what we got to do. That's all the game is. Hit the
I've
ball straight.
never broke nothing. I've only
Yeah.
hit it into the backyard.
Yeah.
By the time it get there, it ain't got no
I
spin
love
on
me a
it.
baseball field that's next to like a busy street Or a highway.
How many of those do you know? But
They exist.
You are crazy. A highway, somebody can die.
No, I was being ironic because it's just it's bad design to have that type of stuff.
That's why I'm about to say. Where do
Bad
we see
design
that?
on the baseball or the highway?
The highway was definitely there before.
But I mean, like, shouldn't we just have more parks?
The best one is in San Francisco.
Better
you can hit it
walkability.
into McCovey Cove.
There's
With the water, that's
there's
cool.
a YouTube.
But what baseball park is by a highway? I want that.
The reason I say that though, because I literally seen a YouTube video before, and it was like the worst locations for baseball fields, and it's literally stuff like that where it's right near a highway, or it's like a school that has.
These are major league parks. These are just,
These are just like parks.
okay.
No, hell no, it's not gonna be no because they gonna need
I'm
an arena and all that.
But
type
I'm
of
not
stuff.
doubting major league either. I just say no. I was curiously asking.
I'm sure there's some minor league ones that are in some questionable places.
Mike, don't underestimate the stupidity in baseball.
I'm already know because I be looking at on top of that though, they were saying like the weirdest shapes they have too, because it's not always perfect, and a lot of them just look weird. Like the short corner like 200 feet, and the other corner like 500 feet. Like
Like Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Or like the Red Sox, they got the green monster, then they got the right side is like this low.
That green monster, I know that has prevented so many home runs. Like you just literally just see
But
it
ain't
happen.
nothing cooler than when they hit it over
Over
that
that
motherfucker.
motherfucker.
Now that is.
I think I
power.
would get anxiety sitting on top of the green
no
monster
way.
watching
Oh,
the game.
yeah, no
Yeah,
way.
I'm good on that one. I'd be like, how do
Wrigley
people do
has
that?
bleachers high too, and I'm just like,
But they aren't that high though.
no, they're not. They're not that
They're
high.
not
but
crazy
still, they're
high.
high enough for me to be like, I'm
And
cool.
Wrigley also has the ones on top of the
The
apartment.
apartment, yeah.
I actually wanted to sit out an outfield in Wrigley. It actually looked nice.
They just don't have any shade back there.
No, they
No
don't.
shade at
And
all.
it's like you have to go on a perfect day. Then you
We
don't.
went and we was right under the shaded tent. We
Yeah.
was getting burnt up.
Yeah.
That was a good time though, man. That was a real
I've been
good time.
heavy on MLB The Show recently.
Yeah.
Like I
I've been
completed
seeing-
all the collections. Not all the collections, but all of the programs.
When you had said something about you could bust somebody's ass in MLB, I thought you were talking about one of them. Like,
No, he was saying he'll play, but he can always bust somebody's ass.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if we no pressure.
I'm trying to play a couple games a night of ranked. Do y'all want to know what my
I
ranked
used to
record
do
is?
that.
What?
How many games have you played? First of all,
12.
9-3.
10-2.
10-2. I'm 10-2. Because the first 7 games just gets bots.
It's easy
Because
as
you
hell.
gotta rank yourself up.
And it'd be like the difficulty on like rookie or whatever it is.
My first game, I got a slaughter rule game. I'm like, yes, this is perfect for my parallel, everything.
that's all I played when I was like the ranked is like where you just.
Well, I'm
going
talking about
head-to-head.
ranked Diamond
He's
Dynasty.
Diamond
this
Dynasty
head-to-head.
way
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, we got to get you on the cool game modes.
I think head to head was fun.
I'm sure. I'm not saying it's not
listen,
fun.
though. You're gonna say that you never played Diamond Dynasty.
So
though.
imagine
yeah.
your 9th hitter is elite. That's what Diamond Dynasty is. My 9th hitter is Colson Montgomery, who has a 104 power.
Not even that, and he don't even like baseball like that. But imagine your 9th player is also your favorite player to use. Like it don't always got to be the best. That's why I like my team.
My favorite player is going to be at the top of the order to get more at bats.
Sometimes
Again, though, you can
Like
have
Kevin
all your
Kiermaier
favorite
is one
players
of my
on the team,
favorite.
though.
his ass can't hit.
That's literally my favorite player.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
That's
So
why
that's
we
Kevin
always be
Kiermaier.
on my team because you build your team
Well-
literally how you want.
He's got a decent card this year to start off. Too.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
The diamond one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one.
got decent
I got that
power.
one. Well, I mean, today he's not my favorite player,
Right,
but he
right.
was the outlaw.
Yeah.
The reason I think he should do it is because you be playing a game more and you be playing the games we be playing, but you always so behind us because I think you play modes like head to head that don't necessarily get you better. Just like Pro-Am. Like I literally was telling Mike, I don't think you that far behind as you may think you are in Pro-Am. I just think you don't play the game enough. But like you, from a mental standpoint, pick up on a lot more basketball than a lot of other guys we play. So now if you just catch up on the stick skill, you would be so much better than them because you understand the principle of switching. There were certain times we played and I was like, look at Darrick. We ain't had to tell him to switch. He already know I got it. It's certain guys we play with that play that game 10 hours a day that just can't understand that concept. Like Kyron gets backdoors so damn much, and you do too, but I think it's because you don't have the stick skill, not because you don't know it's coming. So if you pick up your stick skill with the shit that you already know, I think you won't feel as behind as so many other people.
The competition is gonna be better in those type of modes
Boom.
too, though.
Yeah.
Just because naturally, as someone who spent this much money on my team, I bet I'm gonna play that shit a lot more than the dude that
The
just got off
competition
work
gonna be higher.
and just gonna play.
The feel of the game is gonna be closer to what we playing too. You playing my career by yourself, and then you get into Pro-Am, just the whole.
It's a whole different vibe.
It's a whole different feel. Your timing gonna be off. the contest that the CPU is giving you is not the contest you're gonna get in pro-am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole different thing.
Bieber is crazy.
Posting
Justin
so far.
Bieber.
He's playing
It's
golf
only
with
one
no
Bieber,
shoes
by the way.
on.
No shoes.
No shoes.
And
Shane,
no
Shane
shirt.
Bieber exists. Respect Shane Bieber.
Yeah,
He don't know who that is.
He
The
don't know
picture?
who that is.
Yeah,
Oh,
you,
okay,
okay, look at you. No shoes on. That must be his course or something.
I bet it's not.
You're right.
He's with Ricky Fowler though.
Because a brother like me, I'm always has some shoes on.
Ain't no way. I don't. Some type of
Also-
footwear.
Hey, man,
Also,
my
you
dog
play-
come in out of my house, my dog got wipes for them paws.
No, for also you play my team or Diamond Dynasty. It's gonna help you when we having them TikToks. And it's gonna be like an old player that you probably never seen play
Hal
before,
Greer.
but you seen them
Sixer.
cards. And
Richie
you like,
Gere.
yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Hey, we appreciate y'all watching.
Real, right. Because Mike, we act like he know more players than you just because of that.
You gotta watch the Hardwood
That might be
Classics.
a good TikTok.
You know who,
Naming random NBA players to one of y'all stops. But it can't. But no, not now. Hell no, not now.
do it.
No All Stars. Random.
Just do 5 rounds real quick.
Lamar
Nikola
Odom.
Pekovic,
Okay? Keep going.
Andrew Gowlock, Norris Cole.
Wait,
Jordan
one
Hill.
at a time, brother. He has to rebuttal you.
Jordan Hill.
Jordan Farmer.
Hield Thurkalo.
Y'all
That's
suck.
5
Joel
seconds.
Y'all
Prisbilla.
suck.
It's
Y'all
a good
suck.
pool, but
Y'all
that's
suck.
5 seconds.
He
That's
had
why I
more
said-
time than me.
That's why,
But
my
you
my
kept going.
fingers were going the whole time.
You also
He
kept
definitely
going.
had a lot
You was
more
too-
time
You was
than
too
me.
Mike, did you
thirsty
not see my
for the-
hand here?
You was too thirsty for the names you did, though.
I had to let him go.
All
so I had to
6
stop.
of them. All 6 names he knew, he threw out immediately.
The only ones I did know.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we ended.
Leave a like, subscribe. Again, Tuesdays at 2 o'clock Eastern
Who is
time.
Mitch
Numbers
Richmond?
on the board.
Mitch Richmond played for the Kings.
What other team?
Damn.
I just remember when.
Why y'all grilling him? All right, bet. Let's grill him too
Yeah,
then.
yeah. Trust me, his shit was coming. His shit was coming.
Give me a second.
Who is Ron Mercer?
Ron Mercer. Hell of a basketball player, I'll tell you that.
Well, it definitely wasn't.
Darius Sunguyla.
Huh?
Darius Sunguyla.
Hell of a basketball player, I'll tell you
Bobby
that.
Jackson.
You know Bobby
That's
Jackson.
Yeah, I
crazy.
do. I do.
You know Bobby Jackson.
I do.
You know Bobby Jackson.
Yeah.
What team did he play for?
He's a point guard.
Okay, what team did he play for? One of the teams he's played for.
The Cavs.
In this podcast.
Leave a like, subscribe. We'll see y'all on Saturday, Tuesdays, 2 o'clock Eastern. Enjoy basketball. Merch drop just happened. Go cop some of that. And we'll see y'all. Peace. You don't know that he played for the